Here we are. Here we are. Hello. Anyways, I fixed it. Okay, so we are leaving off exactly where we ended last session. It was a bit of a grueling time. You guys left Edgin's ranch. You went to go check out the goblin camp, did a little reconnaissance. You surveyed that there were too many of them, and you went back to go get someone else to take care of the problem because you didn't want to die. Then you guys went back and discussed what you guys were going to do at Reeve Wilmot's house. During that time, Flappy went to Muriel the huntsman's cabin, requested to have his wife Gemma take care of her. She said no thank you, and he attempted to stab her. While that was going on, Canneray paid Headley Crestflow a visit and paid him money to pack up and leave Lashal Cove because it wasn't safe, and then came back and threatened him to leave even faster. He was like, get out of here. So he was like, all right, sure. And he started packing up his family. They grabbed their stuff. They got out. After Flappy attacked Muriel, she transformed into the hybrid version of the werebear form. She attacked Flappy, killed him. She broke free from her chain in her house, and she attacked whatever villagers were in the town, which happened to be the Crestflow family. Giselle Crestflow was downed. Vic the son was downed. Rita the daughter was downed, and then her body at the end of the encounter was taken into the forest by the werebear. During the fight, Ignis and Rainier were bitten and were downed, but were healed. And so we're going to pick up exactly where we left off. You guys have just come into consciousness, and Sally Sitwell, the the cleric, is looking. She just healed, I believe, Rainier. She just healed. She healed Ignis.
And I gave the potion to Rainier.
Okay, so she's going to run over and she's going to cradle Vic, the child, in her arms, and she's going to attempt to cure him.
Oh, he did.
Let's see.
Give you your best shot.
I hate my life so much.
He is beyond the point of no return. You see her try to, you actually feel the magical energy as she's trying to pump it into this lifeless body, and there's no avail, and she looks up at you defeated, just... He is gone.
A rough situation to be in right now.
I just kind of turn away in anger.
Oh god.
Is Rainier and Ignis waking up then at that point?
I'd probably helping up Rainier right now since I was giving the potion.
I'm
gonna sit up and just look and be like, I feel like I was out for months. Oh, that was some hibernation.
Hibernation.
Dude.
You guys will all get 15 XP for surviving the encounter.
So bring us to flat 500, hey.
Survive!
Flat 500.
I'm just gonna sit on this rock over here and hang my head.
Alright, can we go to
Yeah,
Wilbur
probably
at
over
5?
next to the Austihr over there.
It's pretty late at night. It's like 9-10 p.m. at this point. It's dark out. There's a couple, the guards run up. They have torches lit. You know, there's other guards that were already there. Kind of, everyone's just sort of looking at what to do. Elder Lashal, I mean, not Elder, I keep calling him that. Sorry, guys. Reeve Wilmot kind of runs out and he's like, what's going on? Is everything all right?
I gesture
No.
to the dead
Everything's
family.
not
Ah,
right.
from being alright.
He sees the carnage and he's like, we should have more military presence in this town. I shall send a courier in the morning to Ava Shores.
We'll be heading to Ava Shores probably in the morning. We can take any mail for you if you'd like.
All right, I'll pay you the courier's fee.
Sounds good. Do we get Rainier and Ignis? Do we take them to the temple tonight, maybe to sleep? Just to so
Can I do like an insight/medicine check on myself to just see how I feel with the bite?
Sure. Whichever one you feel, whichever one you're better at. Do insight or medicine.
I'll say I'm bad at both, but I'll say medicine just because it's your body.
15. Okay. You feel the pain. Do you want to describe where you were bitten?
Yeah, I'll remove some of my leather armor and look at my left shoulder, which is now like just ripped to shreds a little bit, and just like there are distinct bite marks that have a black ring around them, and part of my skin is turning partially black as well. And I just look at it, and I'm just like, must have been a black bear.
Oh god.
Guys, I don't feel good about this one. How do I feel like, when someone's like drawing your blood and stuff like that and you can actually like feel it like moving? Can I feel a curse moving at all or anything like
Yeah,
that?
so what you feel is right now it's very sore. The area is sore. The actual damage that can be healed has been healed, but you sense that the tissue and the muscles around where you were bitten are starting to become infected. It doesn't really start to smell yet. It's not like gone bad, but it's definitely not going to get better. Like you just look at it and you're just like, well, my body's not healing that one itself.
Honestly, my friends, I think I should be heading off to Ava Shores tonight. As much as waiting around would probably be best and resting, I don't think I should be in this town tonight.
Are you in the
agree.
condition to travel?
Yeah.
No, but we need to. As I look at my sword arm, like right in the forearm, the teeth went between the bones. So it's like a half moon, and then it completes on the other side of just like a black spot there as well.
Both
Shit,
of
shit,
you, Rainier and Ignis, can both get inspiration.
Could have used that last session.
Good wound depictions. It hurt me in the heart.
Very good.
And Ignis, in fact, if we take the message tonight, I don't know who would want to travel with us. We'd want to camp outside of town, partway through.
Yeah, it's like a what, 8-hour trip?
On
Yes,
horses,
it's a long
it's like
trip,
4 to
yeah.
6.
4 to 6.
I don't trust myself. I don't know,
I don't
for
think
the
we should
safety of the
enter
horses.
camp. I don't think we should enter
Ava Shore
any
tonight.
inhabited place at night.
Yeah. I think
I've stayed out in the woods before. Leaves are comfortable if you make them into a big enough bed.
Mm-hmm.
I actually like that idea. If I take the message with Ignis tonight, Ignis, I hate to say it, but I think it might be best to. Do you trust yourself? Do you trust the two of us with Angramar?
Oh yeah, Angramar will eat us alive.
Okay, good. Then that's our backup plan.
I
Anger
just
Mark could take on 2 bears, I reckon.
want to remind
Yeah,
you that the
sure.
goblin camp was on the way to Ava Shores. And so just not telling you that you can or you can't travel, but you do know that there's a very large retinue of goblins on the way to Ava Shores.
Okay.
Probably gonna have to take a little
And they're immune to attacks
trip around that.
And it's
So-
off
Well-
they're off the
Mm.
road, so they're not directly on the road, but I'm just reminding you.
We remember
Yeah.
where approximately, like, if we were to.
Sure, they would have their bonfire going at night time.
They
Yeah.
probably will, yeah.
You'd probably see them. But
And honestly,
that's-
I'm not gonna have a campfire tonight.
that's
I've-
the,
it's gonna
it'll
be
be a
pure
cold-
roughing it.
like people
Yeah.
other people need to go to Ava Shores too. I need to go to Ava Shores so that we can silver our weapons here.
I need to
I
get
need
out
to-
of this
I need
accursed
to
city.
forge the weapons. So, but it's
We
9 or
we
10.
could
It's
hide.
like 9 or 10 p.m. If we leave now, we're not going to reach like the halfway point until around midnight.
We also
Well,
need to
what if-
Midnight 1 a.m.
What if we go now and we'll camp out in the rough for the night, wait for you guys along the road. We'll be hidden, we won't draw the goblins, and if we do and we happen to, bang out a little bit,
That's
You
one
guys
less
want to
issue,
hog
at
all
least.
the
One-
XP for yourselves, I see.
What is XP?
they don't
What do you mean
call
by
me
XP?
Ignis Gandalf
Is there
Bartholomew for nothing.
anything keeping anybody here in Lishal
No.
Cove, or do we?
Nope.
can we all just go?
I still don't know if it's safe for you folks to travel with us.
Well,
right
we don't
now.
have to necessarily travel in one single group. We can
That's
send you off
I'm just really concerned
a
as to where that.
distance.
I'm just mostly concerned as to where that werebear fucking came from.
Yeah.
I agree.
Know.
And if it attacked the town this boldly, like, would it do it again?
Came from the
Would we
side.
be able to
That's
tell
the
the
concern.
difference between, like, because that one was a hybrid werebear, right?
Mhm.
The one that
We haven't
attacked.
seen the full one
town?
yet.
We haven't
though,
seen the full
so-
one.
Yeah.
though.
So
It was walking
mean,
on 2 legs and attacking
legs.
like a
and we knew that
humanoid.
the proper werebear was like on 4 legs, right?
Muriel had mentioned that, yes.
Mm.
So are
So
we?
we could
Are we
assume-
deducing that the werebear that we just fought was Muriel, or I mean, is that kind of what
Oh.
we're leaning toward?
God, I hope not. And Arthur's immediately going to start bolting up to her house.
Should we? I mean,
Check.
should we go check?
I'm checking.
we should.
I have a bad feeling.
Because I mean, we're. I mean, yeah. I think we should go see. Because that was the last thing. Flappy had said is that he was going to Muriel's house. So
Did he say
Yeah.
that? I thought he didn't mention anything at all.
At this
No,
point in
he
time,
said it.
Are local villagers taking care of the deceased family?
Yeah, also Headley Crestflow has unbarricaded himself from his house. He is currently on the ground. He's hugging his wife's body. He's, stroking the hair of his, son on the ground. He's visibly distraught. He looks up to Canneray and he goes, "You warned me that this would happen, and I should have gotten them out sooner."
Nothing we can do now.
Uh,
I just
I've got to get
downtrodden.
my daughter's body back. I must put her to rest with the rest of them.
I can do that for you. We can do that for you.
Yeah.
Thank you. The tears in his eyes as some of the guards are helping him kind of pick up the bodies and they start walking them back to the temple.
May I? Rainier would like to roll an insight check, and I want to kind of after he mentioned like talking to Canneray and saying you warned me, I should have listened. I want to do an insight check on Canneray if that's okay.
Sure.
And well, nope, that's a 6.
Canneray, are you
Oh,
trying to hide
okay.
any emotions or anything?
No, I'm not.
He just looks downtrodden, just as he described himself.
Is it like okay? And I with a 6, I don't want. I'm not gonna pry any deeper. I'll just
Here,
take
hold
that
on.
then.
Yeah, I'll roll a d20.
Yeah, no, I just downtrodden then. Okay, I guess
I'm being sincere.
Yeah. I guess Rainier was looking to see like, was there anything else like trying to say what did he mean when he said we warned him, and is there any like guilt or self-loathing? I don't know.
You
It's
rolled a 6.
stuff that I can't read anyway.
You're a
Yeah,
little
it's
preoccupied with your sword arm being bitten to the bone by a bear person.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna god slowly stand up and kind of do a sign of the mother over the 2 corpses that we have here. And are we all heading over towards Muriel's?
I've already started running over there.
Okay.
All right. As
Yeah.
you approach Muriel's
Yeah.
house, you see that the wooden door has been completely blown off the hinges. There are splinters of wood everywhere, all over the ground. When you go inside and you look inside, you see the corpse of a small feathered Alan. There are feathers everywhere. There's a big puddle of blood. There's a broken chain that was, the chain that she was coiled and stuck to has uncoiled. It's actually at the chain is pulled taut all the way almost to the door. And you see Muriel's not there.
Oh, shit.
Stupid little owl.
What the hell happened?
May roll investigation or insight to see kind of what may have happened.
Yeah, sure.
My system.
Advantage.
Yeah.
Ooh, wow.
Nice.
You look down and you see a dented rapier. It's got a chink in the actual blade. It's not like crumpled or anything, but it's got a little bit of fur on it. You can see that there was an altercation. You can tell that from where the blood puddle is and how the chain was pulled taut, that Flappy was killed, the blood puddle spilled out, and then the chain was then pulled taut after the fact. So they fought close to where she was coiled up in the chain, and then she broke free.
Why do you come here alone?
Why did Flappy do anything he did?
Probably the better question.
I like to pick up the Allen body, and I'll just say, well, regardless, he now has a family here, and he also needs to be put to rest.
Yeah.
Also, I think we need to get someone from the temple down here to inform them of this, since they were privy to Muriel's condition.
Yeah, we
And with
should
that,
probably
I'd like-
let Sally Sitwell know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys are able to carry Flappy's body to the temple. Is there anything else you guys want to do in her house before you...
I wasn't going to take him to the temple. I was actually going to walk my way over towards where I last knew his now widow is, and essentially deliver him to her and let her take care of it.
Okay,
That
she's
may be
at
the best idea.
tavern.
Oh god!
To-
Oh god!
Bring a dead body to a drunk lady.
Yeah.
Oh no! They just consummated the marriage too. Oh shit!
Maybe not bring the body.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. We'll go to the temple. That's a.
Should we?
Uh,
As
If
we
you
were
like the clerics,
leaving, I just
let
gotta
them
grab
know.
that
Let's-
dented
let's leave it
rapier.
at
and-
Should
Check
we
it out.
check his pulse first? I mean, he did talk about faking his own death. Are we sure it's actually him?
You
What,
can
did he talk about that?
do an insight and or medicine check.
I'll do a medicine check on him. I got a 20.
It's not him.
Well, he's missing
Pulled
his
off a
throat.
mask.
So
And he's actually a gnome.
He's it's Flappy. You can tell by the, markings of his feathers. Also by the equipment that he carries. It's definitely his rapier. He is definitely dead. At this point, he has bled out all of his blood. It's in a giant puddle on the floor. He's, dead bodies. All the muscles relaxed, so they poop themselves. He's pooped himself.
Oh god.
oh no.
They don't talk about that when they talk about deaths, but
Nope.
Geralt,
Yeah, they don't.
Geralt
His
wishes you
mind's
all a
still farting
shitless
like 30
death.
hours later.
So.
I mean, and it didn't even have a statue to shit on, so.
Unlucky.
I see you up there.
So, are you bringing him to the tavern or the temple?
Temple. I forgot that's the same day that the wedding and consummation of.
Oh my
the
god, it
marriage
is, isn't it?
Oh.
This is all.
It's
It's all the same day. It's all the
That's-
same day.
It's
I
been a
told
big
you this is
day.
one tumultuous wedding. I'll tell you that.
We
It's
woke up.
been a long
We had a
day.
wedding ceremony. We fought a bunch of water creatures. We went and did some investigating while Flappy consummated his marriage, and then boom, everything that happened.
It's like that movie,
Tonight.
My Big Fat Beak Wedding.
No.
I remember that one.
Can I give you inspiration for that, JJ?
Thank you. That was good. All right, so you bring Flappy's body to the temple. Sally is there. She's currently, she has the other bodies laid out. She's currently cleaning them off. She's got a bucket of holy water, a little bowl, and she's sponging them and cleaning the blood off. Headley Crestflow is just slumped in a corner of the temple, just crying. One of the guards is sitting there patting his back. As you enter, you open the doors, and she looks up and she goes, "Oh no."
Oh,
And
no.
I set Flappy's body down alongside the other dead, probably a little off to the side since he's not part of like the family.
There's a
And
few like tables and stuff set up where you could
yeah,
place him.
and Sally, I don't mean to interrupt. We don't mean to interrupt, but we think we need to have a discussion over this. And I kind of gesture to the bodies and also kind of roll up my torn sleeve and armor and just kind of show the mark and then just kind of roll it back down.
Sure, sure. Let's step outside for a second, please. Whoever wants to
Yep.
go stand outside, can go with
While,
them.
while they're at the temple too, I'll go see what's her name? Gemma's daughter.
Okay. You walk over
And-
to the sluice. You knock on the door. There's a couple candles lit inside, and you see her through the window. She's just reading a book. She seems really happy. She's like content. She's like, living at home by herself first night. She's got like kicked back in the chair, feet on the table, eating a bag of like,
Yeah, I'm just gonna
potatoes.
knock on the door. Just walk up and knock on the door.
She answers, "Hello."
Hello. Yeah. I'm sorry to inform you, but your mother is probably gonna have to move back into your home. An incident has occurred, and our friend Flappy has lost his life. And as painful as it may be, I hope this will ease the burden a little bit. And I'm gonna give her 20 gold.
Oh, that's very nice. She looks at you,
Awesome.
and at first she's in shock. She kind of takes a minute to respond, and she composes herself, and she goes, I should have warned you. My mom's bad luck. Everyone that's ever been with her has died.
Oh, no.
Oh gosh.
She's a widowmaker.
I am not surprised. I am sorry for your loss. I
That
think
would
we
have
should.
been handy to know.
Well, I wanted her, anyways, I think we should just let her enjoy herself at the tavern this evening, and I'll let her know tomorrow.
Yeah, if you would take care of that, that would be fantastic.
Yeah.
Sorry to spoil your night, and I'll just slight bow and then and leave.
Okay.
Start walking away.
You
For
you
those,
should have let her know that like
you're not there, Rainier. Nope.
I know I'm not
Yeah.
there. I'm not
Too
there.
late.
That's why I
Anyways,
stopped
back at the
myself.
temple.
I don't need to let her know anything, really. Except apart
You
from
guys
what I told her.
stand outside with Sally. Does anybody not want to go out talk to her?
Ignis is gonna go to like kind of the edge of the village, waiting for the others.
Okay.
He's very, very unsure of
I just want to quickly
what's
say that
gonna
Arthur.
happen.
I was just going to quickly say Arthur probably didn't leave Muriel's house. He's just sort of standing there in just shock for a moment.
Okay. Sally looks to you and she goes, "Oh, so you are also afflicted, Rainier."
And another one of ours, but that was Muriel. And since we found that this was a secret being kept from a lot of the town, we found out about this visiting Muriel, checking in on Muriel when we heard that she was ill, and we know that the temple was aware of this and checking up on her. But Reeve Wilmot did not know. A lot of the townspeople do not know. Her own family does not know, and now she has dragged a dead girl out to the forest, and we have 4 deaths in total regarding this. And I don't. It may be best for the temple to be the ones to break the news officially to the town, if that is the route that you wish to take. But her for now, we will be, and I kind of gesture to myself and Ignis, we'll be needing to take care and try to find a way to resolve this so that we do not follow the same fate, and we will be needing to leave town. Likely, we would like to be tonight. It would make more sense tomorrow, but may Ignis and I stay in here for the night, just in case.
Alrighty. Well, let me know if there's anything I can do to help. I will certainly let the town know, and I will try to keep everyone from going into the
Actually,
forest.
There is something. There are some tomes at the Temple of Avashore. That's where we are heading, as there are other issues in the forest beyond the danger of Muriel and the creature that attacked her. We're heading into Avashore, and we are aware that the temple there has tomes that might have could potentially yield some answers to this dilemma. Is there anything you could give us, or any advice on who we can talk to make that quicker and easier for us to get access to those?
Yeah, the priest of that temple, it is a temple to the father. His name is Chester Dini, and I have only met him a few times. I visited the temple in Ava Shores, as it's one of the largest temples in Asir Elor. He's questionable. His faith, I believe, is a bit shaky. However, the resources in Ava Shores are unmatched. So I'm sure whatever it is that you are seeking, they have it there. He may not be the best resource. You may have to seek it out yourself. He recently took over the position a few years ago. Other than that, I can only give you some food, some wine.
Okay. Some food would be nice, actually. I'm feeling a little faint. And
She gives you 4 rations and a full wineskin. And she can also bless the party. Whoever is with you, she will give you the bless spell. Which I believe lasts an hour.
Yeah, I'm definitely away, so I don't get that.
I don't get that.
I'll take it.
Yep.
All right, so
Yeah.
Diostri, Rainier, Canneray, Ignis, are you at the edge of the town?
Yeah, I'm at the edge of the town.
Okay, so Diostri, Rainier, and Canneray, you guys have the effect of the bless spell
Okay.
for an hour.
Alright. I just double checking that. No. Okay, cool. So that's that's attack rolls and saving throws.
Mhm.
So good to know. If any of us need to make a saving throw against, I don't know, some kind of weird affliction.
For the next hour.
Well, I was gonna say some weird affliction that might befall 2 party members.
Are you guys going to take the horses to Ava Shores, or are you guys gonna walk?
If the horses are available, then I would like to take the
yeah.
horses.
I
For
agree.
sure.
Probably be
I know,
wise to get off our feet for a little.
But I would prefer not to, like Heason would prefer not to leave tonight if possible.
I agree. As much sense it would make for, well, I don't know. Ignis, are you down to at least heading out of town to set up camp? And I mean, we have I now have a wineskin we can split. I have enough food for us. We can just kind of.
I think we should at least get an hour outside of town, hide someplace in the wood, not woods, but off the road slightly.
Yeah.
If we were to transform, maybe we'll find bunnies to kill instead of people.
Yeah, or goblins, but
or goblins.
Ghibli, what direction? If Ignis and I were to want to go like an hour outside of town without risk being found by Muriel or the other werebear, or risk getting ambushed by goblins, what direction should we head?
Well, Ava Shores is to the east. Muriel went north into the forest.
Okay, and Avish and
I
East is
think the
also
east.
heading towards the goblins.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
goblins are about halfway between, a little bit, 2/3 of the way between Lashal Cove and Ava Shores.
Okay, so if we were to go like an hour outside and be off the road a ways, we
Would not
won't-
be
like we're not going to be
Very
like,
close to the goblins, correct? You'd still be
Okay.
like 2-3 hours from them.
um
And
I
if the
think-
goblins decide to attack the village tonight, at least we'll know ahead of time.
that's true. We could be like a little advanced guard.
Okay.
Would anyone like to join us and risk being turned as well, or risk being bitten as well?
I'm just interested to get out of this city, so I'm happy to join you.
All right, Kenrai, you are you're in charge of killing the two of us if we turn. Good luck. And I hand him the silver.
I'll come as well and keep the dragon company.
Okay.
When
Uh,
are we all heading to Ava?
Well, they're gonna go stay out in the town for an hour outside of the town for right now. You can choose to go with them and camp outside of the town, or you can stay at Reeve Wilmot's house. Arthur
The only-
Astri. You're the only two
so-
people that haven't joined their
Yeah.
band.
We
Joined,
wouldn't be allowed to like overnight hire the horses, would we? Where like we could take them now, ride them like an hour outside of town, and then just like sleep, like have them around our camp at night. That way we can leave like first thing with them. Or if
Did we
if
even
we
give them
decide
back,
them-
or do we?
Yeah, you had. I mean,
Yeah.
you wouldn't have
Give 'em
been. That's where the stable is, so you wouldn't have had them just standing outside Reeve Wilmot's house. But you can go see if Tim Edgin would allow that. You, from your past conversations, seem to think that he trusts you. He's allowed you to just take them for free. But if anything should happen to them, then you owe him the money for them.
That's what I'm worried about.
I
I
mean,
mean, yes, we want to use them to get to Ava Shore, but who knows what
so we
might
go.
happen.
So we go an
to
hour
them.
out of town, then we come in the morning. We come an hour back, grab the horses, and then go.
Well, whoever's staying in
That's the plan.
Lashal
could
can
take the
bring the extra
horses.
horses. Yeah, we can
Um,
bring the horses first thing in the morning, or
Okay.
whoever.
We can just
stays.
take. Are we able to take the horses now? Even?
That's what I was asking.
Yes,
And
you assume that if you go bang on Tim Edgin's door, he will
Okay.
allow that.
Rainier's worried that if they turn tonight, they might kill the horses.
We can keep the
And
horses.
then we've got a 75 gold horse. We're not that rich.
I mean, I don't see the need to have the horses out there tonight.
If some
mean,
people are
if
standing
there's-
behind.
Yeah.
Really,
it
all that
was
needs
more-
to happen tonight is like a few of us. If it's just going to be Hisan, Ignis, Kenare, and I camping out, just to ensure that we don't, like, Ignis and I aren't putting the town at risk or the village at risk. D'Astri and Arthur can get the horses. I'm sure they have leads that they could like tie to saddles and kind of like take all the ones that we would be
That's
using.
easy.
Yeah.
To us where we're camped out at tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
If Arthur, are you wanting to join us to Ava Shore? Or...
I can come if everyone else is going. I might as well follow suit. So
Yeah.
Tell Reeve.
That sounds good.
As we're about to leave, I guess. Oh, actually, well, I mean, we don't need to tell him tonight, but before we leave, we should tell Reeve to keep the guards on high alert and just make sure
And actually tell them to do their job
that
more.
that if the werebear does come back, at least they can notify people before anything happens bad.
Yeah,
Mm.
don't fight, just run.
Is
Or-
Get barricaded.
Barricade.
Don't go on the
Barricades.
boats because bears can swim.
Yes.
is anyone staying in the town, or are you guys all gonna head out?
I think Arthur
Uh,
and D'Astri are sleeping in the town tonight. I think they said.
Yeah, and
That's
then they'll
fine.
bring the horses
we can
to
do
our
that.
campsite tomorrow
the
morning.
morning.
Okay.
That way we don't have to do it like an hour walking back.
All right.
Okay.
So everyone,
What time is it right now?
it's 10 o'clock.
Okay.
10 o'clock, and they're gonna go an hour out.
Meet at 7, 8 o'clock in the morning.
7 a.m.
Is that going to be enough? Yeah.
So
You guys are cute. There's no clocks. You measure your time by the sun.
by the sun.
I
I'm
only
just
tell you the
thinking-
Let me look
time
at
so
my
you know
wristwatch or-
around what time it is.
Around
But
what-
like
yeah.
for setting
guys
the
look-
scene, but like for actual
Henry
planning,
has
you
a
don't have
Fitbit.
that.
You look up in the sky. What's the time?
If we had a wizard though,
Yeah,
Hey,
or
Arthur.
an orb of
He-
time.
Arthur, if
Yeah.
you want to join them, then I don't have to sleep as long. I can grab the horses first thing early in the morning and be at camp when you guys are
Okay, yeah, that works
waking
if
up.
you want. I don't mind.
Sounds good.
If you need help with the horses, I'm
way
happy to stay
everybody-
here. But otherwise,
Is there anything we want to do here before we leave? Because I know I want to have a chat with. I want to have a chat with the guard and Reeve Wilmot before we head out.
You're gonna
'cause we
start
have the
suffering
town-
exhaustion checks if you stay up that late. You're already taking an hour, like, to get to camp, so you're not gonna get to camp until 11. And if you make it to midnight, you're gonna start doing exhaustion
Okay.
checks. So it's either
All right.
it's up to you. I mean, you can totally do that, but you're getting tired. You just
No,
had a
no,
rough
you're
battle.
right.
it's
Yeah,
been
yeah.
a
I tried a
freaking
wedding
long
ceremony.
day.
It has been a day.
Mm.
That should be the YouTube title. It has been a day.
it has been a day. God.
All right. So, Diastri, you're staying in town. You're gonna go back to Reeve Wilmot's house. The rest of you
Yeah,
are going.
do I have time to just clip over to Edgin's house and let him know I'll be taking the horses
Yeah.
first thing in the morning?
He
Probably maybe before he's even awake.
he answers the door with like a candle in like a little candle holder, and you see he's wearing like pajamas. He's got like floral nightgown, looks like kind of dirty, and he's like, "Oh, yeah, sure. I heard the commotion there. If you got to take the horses, you got to take the horses. There's some feed out back too. You could just leave some silvers. It's no big deal."
Will do. Appreciate it.
Silvers. Who does he think we are? We don't pay.
You guys head out an hour. You walk, except for Ignis, who's riding Angramar, I would assume.
I mean, he's pretty hecked up anyway.
Yeah, you guys make it outside of the bounds of the town. You can see a few of like lights through the windows or whatever, but for the most part you're very, very far away. Like the sound's not traveling. You go off to the south side of the road, closer to the lake. There's a couple grassy, sandy dunes, and you are able to make camp hidden from the road so that no one can see you from the road. If you would like to attempt to separate or whatever you guys want to do, there's several dunes set up. So, you know, you're not just like stuck in one little spot, and then you're about 50 yards from the shore of the lake.
Can I kind of lean on my military background history and kind of try to find like a nice defensive hidden position?
That's exactly what you found,
Like
yes.
oh,
And then
perfect,
me and Canary take that one, and they sleep over.
I'm also here now, so I'll be there with you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I think we let the wounded sleep through. If we're gonna do like night watches or anything, the wounded need to sleep through the night. We shouldn't be having them doing any watches because what if they turn?
Yeah, I can stay up for the first few
How's-
hours. Like, I'm not gonna be able to sleep for a bit after this.
Rainier was already like halfway in his
Sounds
bedroll, and he
good.
just says, "That sounds good."
Okay.
I'll take second watch then.
Diastri, you go back to Reeve Wilmot's house, and you see him furiously scrawling a letter at the table. And he's like, "Oh, I'm so glad you haven't left. I'm going to give you this to give to Ava Shores tomorrow. I'm alerting them of the goblins. I'm alerting them of the werebear. I'm asking them to send a retinue of men to help defend our town. We need state assistance with this matter. My guards will not be able to handle this by themselves. I've got 4 men right now out on high alert. They're patrolling in a group of 4, and we are going to send the other 2 guards door to door to alert people to stay within their homes. Thank you for your service."
Is there anything I can do before we all head to Ava Shores first thing?
No, but normally I pay a courier 15 gold to take a message pronto, so here, and he gives you 15 gold. For the troubles.
Maybe we should just become couriers of this village.
Right?
I mean, it worked in
half-
Fallout New Vegas.
How much
Yeah.
XP do couriers get?
So, Diastri, you only need to sleep for 4 hours.
4 hours, yeah.
You are able, unless there's something else you would like to do, you're able to get your 4 hours of sleep, and it would be, let's say, 4 a.m. before the sun rises. You get up. You're able to take all the horses. Tim Edgin has left out some leads for you, and actually Jean Parmesan is up when you get to the stables, and he's getting the saddlebags ready. He's putting some, feed in the bags, and he just sort of looks at you with like he looks tired, but he's happy to be doing his part.
What
Well,
a guy.
I'm gonna go ahead and just give him like 3 gold. Say, this is for the silver that Edgin had asked for. On top of that, just for allowing us to use the horses as much as you have.
Okay. And he just sort of pats you on the back and Godspeed. May the Father be with you. Now,
All
while
right.
that's happening, my campers, here's what you guys got going on. Who's taking first watch? Arthur?
Me, and then while I'm taking first watch, I want to start making the healing potions or get the process started, so I have something there
Okay.
as I'm doing it.
So if you're doing that, you will not be able to make a perception check. So you're awake, you're
Ew.
there in the event of should something go shitty, but you're not able to watch and craft.
Okay.
So,
I'll leave it then. I'll just watch.
okay, roll a perception check.
Please roll.
Before
good.
going to bed, can I say something to Arthur?
Yes.
Arthur, I've enjoyed our time together, and Canare is in charge of killing us if we were to turn. I have a favor to ask of you.
Of course. What is
If I do die, please take all my things and return it to my family in the Gnome Lands and care for my wife, Aquarius. She will be your responsibility.
it?
Thank you, good friend. And I'll pat him on the back and walk off.
And your wife's name is Aquarius?
Yes.
Good to know.
You won't die. Don't worry. We'll sort this out.
After before I actually pass out, a little after that, I go to Arthur and is like, "Hey, Arthur, I know this is a lot to ask of you. I know Canary is in charge of killing us if we do turn, but you seem trustworthy. I don't want to put too much on your plate or anything, but if I die, if you could make sure that if you could go and I need you to promise me, if I die and I look Arthur directly in the eye, burn my body as soon as you can. Swear to me you'll do that."
He nods, and I swear, no, I'll do it, but it won't come to that. We'll fix this. Don't worry.
Okay. All right.
I just want to go up
He's
to
just
Arthur.
standing there going, "Phew."
I'll go up to Arthur and I say, "Look, I know Canare's in charge of killing them if they turn, but if they kill me, go to the dwarf and let us know."
And then you guys hire a lawyer and you all write up your wills.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so with a perception check of 7, Arthur, everyone makes camp. I'm gonna have Rainier and Ignis. I'm gonna have Ignis first roll a Constitution saving throw with advantage.
Oh no.
Don't worry, guys. I am so good at these.
And we went out of town, so you guys don't even have bless anymore.
Okay.
16.
I'm gonna say you have bless. It's just as you're falling asleep, the bless spell is ending. With a 16, all right. So you fall asleep, no problem. Arthur, you are watching as everyone in the camp is resting. You've got the 2 afflicted people over there behind this dune. You guys are kind of over here behind this dune. Do you have a fire lit or no?
Do we want a fire lit? over here?
I
That's supposed to be a
I would-
conversation we
I
would have
would
had before everyone went to sleep.
I would want a fire lit.
I mean, if we don't want a
Okay.
fire, I can still provide light very easily.
Yeah. If it's not noticeable, get us a fire.
Okay. You have a small fire. It's just, small sticks, a couple leaves, blades of grass, little bushes and stuff. There's not like a giant bonfire or anything. You do not notice anything from Ignis or Rainier. The rest of the party seems to be sleeping pretty peacefully.
Oh, no.
I didn't. I had not rolled my Constitution save,
Not yet.
and I just did.
Didn't ask for it
Oh.
though, so
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Oh,
too
thank
late
God.
now.
I thought
But
I-
no, we're taking that because you just
Yeah,
decided to do something.
I can't.
That
thought
sucks
that-
balls.
For some reason, I thought you asked both of us
No.
too, and I. Sorry,
it's
but
okay.
yeah, we'll take that. Can I use my
Alright.
inspiration?
Doesn't matter. You
Yeah, that's fine.
you rolled out a turn, dog. You rolled a 6.
Yep.
And even if you used inspiration and you doesn't matter.
He
Okay.
already had it. He already had advantage.
Yeah, you
though,
already had
so-
advantage.
That's true.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
And will inspiration make it roll again?
Hmm.
No,
he
no,
rolled
we'll
without the
take it.
DM
Okay,
asking him
okay,
to. He
okay,
doesn't
okay,
get
okay,
shit,
okay.
guys.
Yeah,
God damn, rules
yeah.
lawyers. God damn.
No,
Alright.
I don't wanna die, dude.
guys.
So that being
I just
said,
misheard, and I'll take it.
all right. Who's taking second watch?
Canneray.
Okay. So at this point, Canneray, you're woken up by Arthur. There's a small fire burning. Go ahead and roll a perception check.
Oh, wonderful.
Jeez Louise. Okay, so you're sitting there and it's dark out, and even with your small fire, you feel small in the world. After the day's events, you're by the shore of the big Gracewater Lake, and it's so still, and it's a very clear night overhead, and all the stars are shining down on you. The moon is just barely the very, very thin crescent. It's not providing much light. It's hard to see. There's some noises, some wind. You're not really hearing much. You do notice, though, that Ignis seems to be having a very fitful sleep. Ignis, you have a dream. At first, you see the large face of a bear, and its eyes are reflecting light in a small crescent, and the light shifts and it glazes over, and it mimics the phases of the moon, and it goes to a half moon and then a full moon, and then they just blink and it glows purple. Dark, mystical, tethery purple in the eyes. It opens its mouth wide, and through the blackness as it swallows you, you can see that there is, as you're traveling down through its gullet, you come to a place where you see these new visions. There is a human wearing a copper helm, and he is mixing potions in a lab. There are several potion bottles behind him on a big wooden shelf. The vision sort of shifts like 360 camera around this human, and now you're in a new place. There is a giant, it's a frost giant, and he's fighting a fire giant, and he is using a shield that looks like it's much too small for a giant. It looks like he's holding up like basically a post-it note, but he's able to use this to deflect every attack that the larger giant is throwing at him. Again, the camera 360 shifts around, and now you're in a new place. It looks like an ancient temple. The walls are made out of stone. There's moss and lichen growing all over the floor. In the far back of the temple, you see a lit brazier. It has small purple and gold embers coming out of it. There is a spear. It's enormous. It's levitating on its own, and it is carving runes into the wall of the temple. And then you come back, and your vision goes all the way back through the black. You no longer see these visions, and you come back out as if you are being extracted from the bear's mouth. And it looks at you, shuts its mouth, and then it tells you, find the Druid. And that's your dream. Who has third watch?
That would be me.
Okay. So, Hisun, you get up. You notice that Ignis is kind of shivering a little bit in his sleep, but it doesn't look anything too dangerous. Canneray, you're able to go to sleep. Hisun, go ahead and roll a perception check.
We all suck at perception. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
The one person that's good at perception, you left
There it
him
is.
at home.
Hey.
All All right, so with that perception check, you are able to see that there is the campfire all the way in the distance. Occasionally you'll see some smoke and some small like light, but it's very far away. You don't hear any noise. You look over and Rainier is having what appears to be a seizure. His body is sweating, his jaw is clenched. The spot on his arm where it was bitten on his sword arm is actually that whole arm is just like straight up. Like if he's laying down, it's like straight up and it's just shaking. Rainier, you have a dream. You are seated cross-legged in a circular room. There is large figures that are all seated around you in a circle, and they seem to be talking about you as if you're not even there. And they're debating whether or not they should allow you to be cured, or if they should let this curse take its course with you just to see what would happen. They talk about things such as your blood and the composition of your body. They talk about things, whether your mission is more important than figuring out for scientific purposes. They are talking about whether or not you can even become a werewolf or a werebear with your, divine energy that's imbued within you. And while you're sitting there, you feel unseen, you feel unheard. If you try to call out or say anything, they pay absolutely no attention to you. You can't see their faces, but you sense that these are great, powerful beings of magnitude. Um, Eventually, they all start to just get up and walk away, and there seems to have been no resolution. When you are unable to get a restful night's sleep, and you will suffer a point of exhaustion.
Okay.
Hisun, at the end of your watch, because you need 4 people to do watch, at the end of your watch, that's where Diastri comes up. He's got the horses in tow, and you know that you just need that last little 2 hours of sleep. You're feeling your eyes are heavy, knees weak, mom spaghetti. And so Diastri shows up, and you kind of look at him very grateful that he can relieve you.
And I'm gonna just like let him know to keep an eye on Rainier as well because of that like whole thing. I was probably like just staring at him the whole time that he was having like this seizure just to be
Weapon
safe.
ready.
Yeah, and I was like sitting there like arms ready next to Canary, like about to wake him up and be like, stab this bitch. But nothing happened, so I'm just gonna, chuck some extra wood on the fire and then let Diastri know and then go to bed.
Okay, Diastri? Yes?
Um,
Yeah, so I'm just gonna take watch. I'm gonna pull out my silver spear and have it at the ready.
Okay, go
And
ahead and roll a perception
hang
check.
out and people watch.
People
People
watch.
watch.
Roll for people watching.
Yeah,
That's
that's
good.
how people watch.
What were you gonna say, Rainier?
during that dream or nightmare, Rain, could I, within that dream, do I feel like am I still able to like think through it, and am I like aware
I
of
mean,
this?
yeah, you're aware of the dream, but
May I try to say like silently to myself, say a prayer to the mother?
yeah.
Or okay, and I'm not even really sure what Rainier would want to say, but
It
just
doesn't
while
matter. Nothing is seen or heard from you. You are basically,
Yeah.
in effect, a
Yeah.
little specimen that people are talking about, and you're in a chamber where they have you there to talk about you, but that's it.
Okay.
Diastri, as the light starts coming up, its dawn is breaking. You see from the town a little cloud of dust as though there is like something happening. And you, with your hearing and your elf ears and stuff, you don't hear any screams, you don't hear any horrible noises. You just get the sense that they are preparing, probably to defend themselves. And other than that, Rainier is still shaking and shivering, sweating. Ignis has seemed to calm down. He's just kind of quietly rolled over, and everyone else is sleeping. That's about it. So you guys are all able to wake up fully rested, except Rainier, who suffers a first point of exhaustion. That gives you disadvantage on checks. And you guys back to full health, full spell slots.
Very quick. We may have discussed this. Is there just like a quick long rest button, or?
I don't think so. I think I have to manually do
No,
it.
unfortunately, you have to manually do it.
That'd be nice.
It would be nice.
Especially for the spellcasters.
Yeah, so you don't have to just go and redo all your spell slots.
Yes.
The
So I noticed. I noticed. Name's escaping me right now. Erthos, what's your character's name? I'm sorry.
Ignis.
Ignis. That's right. I noticed him kind of shuffling in his sleep. Right.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, I just want to walk over to him and kind of nudge him, and be like, "You okay, little gnome?"
I have had many dreams in my life. All, however old I am. I can't remember right now. The dreams have addled my brains.
Aren't you pretty young? You're like just mature for a gnome, I thought.
I am. I don't even see my age. Where's my age?
Is it on your bio?
I don't remember.
What's my
Oh.
age again?
There-
What's my age again?
I'm 50. Yeah, I'm just. But that's 50 years of dreams. You got me off topic. These dreams were definitely different. Some would say prophetic, and as a knight, we've been taught to analyze our dreams because they often come from another place for our quests and such. I don't know if it's in regards to my own personal quests or what we found ourselves in here as a group, but I do think it might behoove us to find the druid or a druid.
The druid?
It did use the word the druid. So I think
Any more information you can tell us about the
uh
druid?
the other visions I saw did not have druids in them, but druids are usually tied to nature.
Yeah.
Werebears are also tied to nature.
Suppose
So if we find a druid, that might be our best bet to cure all the werebears,
Well,
not
yeah.
just me and Rainier.
We're
You're sure this was an actual vision and not just a nightmare because you're turning into a bear?
That is very true. It could just be that, but it did feel like more.
Does anybody know if there's druids at Ava Shores?
It's a big place.
I don't think they'd be at Ava Shores inside a city. Druids generally shun that, don't they? We don't really have them in Gnome Land, even though we live in a giant forest and swampy area.
Yeah. Well, I know where many druids
It's
are,
like
just none down here.
We may be able to find someone who knows a rumor of saying, "Oh, there's an old, there's a hermit that lives out somewhere," and
Yeah.
Just have to ask around.
If we find out his name is then we're golden.
I might be there.
It's the druid. Okay, well, with that,
maybe we're not even. Maybe we're not even looking for a druid. Maybe we're looking for someone named the druid.
Or it could
First
be
name last name druid.
It could be a pub.
Maybe their name is Fed Uid.
The druid. Let's go get some drinks at the druid.
Did the night go smoothly? Did we end up killing anyone?
No, it was quite on my watch, besides seeing you in your dreams.
Fairly quiet on my watch as well. How'd you sleep, Rainier?
Oh, you saw me in your dreams, did you?
See, you in your dreams.
Wow. Oh, sorry. Hope springs eternal, I guess.
Sorry, I'm having Sorry. I'm fine. I'm fine.
Inside check.
Mm.
13.
If you would like to deceive
Decep-
him, roll deception.
At disadvantage because I am exhausted. 15.
It's like,
I'm fine. I'm just tired.
you're right.
It was a long day yesterday.
It was a very long day.
Alright, so do we want to mount up and leave Favor Shores?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that,
it's
I
time
kind
for us
of-
to stick around.
I give the
Uh,
paladin and the gnome a little tap on the back and kind of like a knowingly smile, just to kind of like comfort them.
You two gonna be alright to ride, or do you want one of us? Do you want to like hop on a horse with one of us?
I'm feeling fine. Angramar will carry me.
How about you, Rainier?
If worst case scenario, just take you can just take the lead, and I just kind of put a lead on like my horse's halter, and just kind of tie it to the saddle horn of someone else, and just kind of do my best to pull myself up.
We only needed like 3 horses, right? Because I could double with someone. I'm not huge.
For your 4 horses, I think.
Yeah, 4
it
so
was.
4
I
horses.
think we had
Yeah.
4 before.
Yeah.
I'm
as-
going
as
to
we're
feed
mounting up
Angramar
and-
first. And
Maybe I'll ride. Maybe we'll tie a horse to Arthur's, and I'll ride with Rainier just to keep him on the actual horse, so he doesn't
Yeah.
fall off
Sounds good.
if he's looking tired and ragged.
Okay.
Mhm.
So you guys start your ride. It is a cool morning. There's pretty windy. The clouds look like it's going to rain, but later there's just kind of gray, kind of overcast. You guys take 2 to 3 hours on the horses. I'm assuming you guys ate breakfast this morning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd say while we were talking, we were probably like getting some rations
we're-
rations out and having some bread and stuff.
And fed Angramar and stuff.
As we were mounting
actually
up
I
to and
take
getting
out
ready to head out, I
rats.
let them know
giant
that
rats.
what I had heard from, or sensed and seen from Michelle Cove.
Well, that's good.
As
then,
far
they say that.
as far as them prepping, it seemed like they were prepping for defense or
Well, that's good
whatnot
at
from
least
what I
then.
could sense.
Okay. So a few hours into the ride, you come to the spot where you guys had first tied up the horses before you guys went and ventured into the goblin camp. You know that it's off the road quite a ways. Is there anything that you wish to do?
Pass by
Oh.
very.
Just make a perception check to see if I hear maybe some out nearby, or
Sure.
Make sure
Please
there's
roll good.
make sure it's not an ambush.
10.
Okay. You don't hear anything. There seems to be no trouble on the road. It's pretty early in the morning. There aren't very many like traveling caravans. The road's been empty up until this point. That's it.
May I try to check on I'd like to check my forearm and just see how my wound is doing.
Go ahead, roll medicine check.
Advantage. 7.
7. There isn't much change from the night before. It's black. You have the puncture wounds. It's oozing black ichor. But it doesn't seem to be spreading it hasn't really spread that much.
Okay, thank you.
And so your ride continues. A few hours pass. By this time, it's almost noon, and you guys are approaching the beginnings of a town. You see, so to the right of you as you're walking is the Gracewater Lake. You see a lot of farms. The farmland looks, for the springtime, a little barren. You would expect to see a couple sprouting, leaves or little shoots of crops and stuff. There's It looks sad. It looks like if you guys, who's proficient in nature? Roll a nature check if you're proficient.
Not me.
I can roll it.
Nobody is proficient in nature.
No one's proficient in nature. Okay, never mind. Yep, just looks like a empty ass farms. You just don't know anything about that. All right.
What
You
about
are
survival?
you're approaching Ava Shores. Is there anything you would like to do before you get there? You can see from where you are in the distance, you see a very large cathedral with stained glass. You see some houses. You see a very large stone fortress. It's about 3 to 4 stories high. It has several towers coming out of it. They're square with like the parapet walls, you know, for archers and stuff. You're about half an hour outside.
I would like to look for a stable. If there's a stable outside, I don't think the city would appreciate having a 10-foot long crocodile walking through the streets. Most
Fair.
cities I've been to don't
Fair.
like that.
Okay. So as you approach, I'm gonna have you roll an investigation check.
Finally, something I'm good at.
Nice.
I appreciate Agrimar.
Thank you.
We all do.
Angramar
we
will
should.
nuzzle at Diastra. And
Does it look like he's actually just like squaring up to eat him though? When he does that?
He's just smacking his nose against his legs.
It's like it's just a snack.
Chops
Tap
him
that
up.
one's attention.
Yeah, I'll say to Diastra, you can give him a little snoop boop. Little snoop boop. He loves that.
I give him a little snoop boop and I toss him a ration
Oh, he likes that.
as a snack.
He licks you, and at first he opens up his big maw, and a big tongue comes out, and it's a little intimidating, you know, because like his mouth opens up and it's like half your body, but then like this big, fat, wet tongue comes out and just sort of up like your arm in your hand, and it's slimy.
Slimy. Ooh. Forgot that we've got to drag our characters. Boom. Damn.
Oh, yeah,
All right,
we'll do
so
that.
with a 19 investigation, you see horse tracks, and you see them leading towards the fortress. There is a military presence. You can see some soldiers out on patrol. I'm gonna. Oh, some of you guys have already put yourselves out here. Good, good, good. You guys are. Oops.
I'd assume we're over here, right?
Not that square. That
Mm.
square is a problem. Yeah, you guys are approaching from the over on this side, the west. The road seems to be the main road goes along the north of the town, and let me switch to the map. And so as you approach, you see a guardhouse here to your north. Here's some farms. There's a lumber yard over here, big residential area here. This is where the fortress is. You see a very large cathedral and a very large capitol-looking building. There's a bazaar. And then this is where most of the horse tracks lead to. This is kind of the stable where they keep all the horses.
How bizarre.
So, is this like a big massive city, is it? Or
It's not a city, but it's a large town. It's the largest town before you hit city.
What's the population?
Population here is roughly
Have like a welcome to Ava Shores population size.
yeah, elevation
Welcome
and everything.
to fabulous. Shores.
I'm looking in my notes. It's around 5,000 people. They also have the army is here, so the town itself is probably like 2,000-3,000, and then there's another 2,000-3,000 army people.
just say Arthur sort of
3,000 commoners. That's a lot of XP.
Yeah.
I'll just quickly say Arthur's sort of looking around in awe just at the size of the town, considering where he came from and how small the communities are from where he comes from.
As you approach, the farms that are right here closer to the edge of town, you see these crops. They're growing. They look small. They look weak. They look not very hardy and hale. There's the guardhouse here. There is a guard sitting on top of the guardhouse. As you continue walking through the town, you hear the sounds of a pretty busy town. They seem unbothered by whatever events, what other horrible things are happening in the rest of the world. They seem like pretty normal folk. They're going about their business. You see families walking with children. You see, there's people with, little wheelbarrows and wagons. You watch as a team of 2 people bring from the lumber yard a very large horse-drawn cart with like logs, like big logs, like for construction. Down the road, they go this way. No one really seems to be paying you any mind. The guard sort of looks over, kind of eyes you up, doesn't say anything, goes back to his business. He seems to be staring, seems to be staring north into, like to the north of the town. There's a hilly area and some more woods and stuff.
That's right.
Alright.
That's where the elven ruins are. Forgot about that.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
it is, isn't it? Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I'm gonna go find the smithy.
Okay. If you want to ask anyone in the town, they'll point you to.
Yeah, I'll probably ask that guard
Do
actually.
we,
Okay.
before you
Guard.
head out, do we want to give him our weapons to be silvered?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll collect
And
up
then
any
are we-
weapons.
Are we gonna?
I'm
be
gonna give
dropping
you my rapier, and then I'll need to find another, unless the blacksmith may have.
Would you all be okay with me using the spear?
Yeah.
But by all
Can't
means.
really
Here,
silver my
and
weapon.
It's not a rapier, but it's something I'm gonna give Diastri my dagger.
Dagger.
I have daggers already, but
Well, one more then.
No, you don't need
You
a
can
silver
never have too
mine.
many
16
knives.
daggers.
Throw knives.
So I only need
If you
So it's only the rapier and the longsword. Before that, actually, do we want to try and maybe hit the bazaar and get this diamond sold? Because that's going to
We'll
be
do
majority
that.
of our funds.
Would we
Yeah,
not
we'll
just
need
give it straight to the
To the
smithy
blacksmith?
there as payment?
Well, I mean, it's only going to be 200 gold. I don't think
Yeah,
he's going to
can you
really
make
want to
change?
like. I don't think
Okay,
he's
no, yeah,
going
we
to want
can-
to make
we can get-
change
we
for
can get
300
Can you break
gold
this?
for a diamond.
To a 300 gold diamond.
Do I have 2 minutes to go refill my coffee while you guys deliberate?
Yeah, if you would like.
All right, DM's gone. Feel free.
do we want?
Yeah,
gone.
so
It's
do
our
we want to drop
campaign
off
now.
the Angermar and the horses?
yeah, and then we'll.
Yeah,
first?
we'll do that first.
Yeah, let's
I'd
definitely
like to.
hit.
Yeah, this is going to take me
After-
some time to smelt down 2 weapons,
Okay.
even
got-
and make them. So you guys can go do whatever after I
Yeah.
start that.
Yeah, I definitely want to
Smithy?
find a second rapier before to give to you, rather than a rapier and short
Oh, I
sword.
can-
So let's.
I can
You have
buy
the-
one from there if you want to give me some gold.
Yeah, that's fine.
Diastri,
Yeah.
you have the courier message,
Here.
right?
Oh yes, I have the courier
Yeah, so you can
messages.
do that.
So you want
Yeah.
two rapiers? You want or
So I gave you the one rapier that the dented one, and then just go ahead and pick one up.
I'll
Are we
I'll
going-
charge you afterwards.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's good.
I'll
Yeah.
probably head over to
But-
the temple to do some research if there's stuff on lycanthropy over there.
Yeah.
We'll either need to probably
I-
hit the capital or the military base for the courier message.
Yeah.
Well, we can read it.
I can go. Dang it! Rainier is kind of torn between the temple and the military message. I think the military message is probably going to be. I might have better luck.
Seniors,
there.
do we take it to like directly to the military, or do we take it to like the leaders of the town?
Well, I think we should read it.
See
who
who
it
it would be
straight to
for.
the
See who it's
mill.
addressed to, because we didn't really, or we
Mm.
can clarify that who it's addressed to.
We
the
could
address.
retcon that. I mean,
I'm
ask
sure that
people to-
Reeve would have told you like who to give it to.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
Who to look
Um,
for and who to give it to.
Arthur, if you don't mind, I'll once I drop off Angramar, I'll join you going to the temple.
and you
Sounds
guys
good.
are gonna want to look for Dini, the priest there. That's who
Chester
Sally.
Dini.
Chester Dini.
Chester Dini.
Mr.
Yeah.
Dini. Yeah.
Dini.
Did you want me silvering your longsword, Rainier?
Yeah, why not?
Or
I think that
or
would
did you
probably.
give me another one? Okay.
I'll give you I'll hand over my longsword to
Yeah,
Hisam and
silvered.
yeah.
Sweet. Okay. I'll take the rapier and the longsword, and we'll probably sort that out after we go to the bazaar or whatever.
So where
Uh,
is everyone going?
I actually want to hit up the bazaar first myself.
We go to the bazaar first and get that. Find somewhere to hock this
Yeah, I'll
diamond.
Well,
because I have it. So I'll go to Bazaar first, then I'll head to the.
we were gonna go to the stable, so how much would it be to like
Oh yeah, that's
house
true.
3 horses and
Four
Angramar?
horses, isn't it?
4 horses.
It's
Silly,
four.
Yeah,
just
it's
take
4.
Yeah.
Angramar.
4 horses.
They'll take Angramar, yeah.
4 horses and a crocodile.
I thought we had 3 horses.
No, we got
Yes.
4.
Four.
Four
Four.
because Canneray, Arthur,
Yeah.
Diastri, and then me and you were on one.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys
To the
go
stables first.
to the stable first.
Yes.
Alrighty, well that's pretty easy then. I'm just getting your maps.
Mappies.
Love
Um,
nappies.
we do love mappies. All right, so that being said, you guys you find what appears to be a military barracks. There are covered walls. They're thick enough for at least 3-4 people to be hidden inside. There are arrow slits. They have roofs, but it's like a covered parapet. So there's like a walkway up top. They're about 20 feet high. Let me pull you guys onto the map right here.
There we go.
Oh God, he's huge.
My God, he's big.
Oh my god. You are able to see that inside of here are several horses. There are a few different siege weapons that are on the ground. There are training dummies set up. There are archeries, there targets set up, there's piles of hay. It's very muddy. There are lots of soldiers. I didn't put them all out on the map yet, but that being said, there are soldiers that are sort of just all training. You see them in formation. Some of them are drilling with swords, some of them are drilling with spears. There is a commander who seems to be kind of in charge, and he is kind of in the middle, sort of directing everyone. You see another person that is off to the side, and they are kind of messing with the siege weapons, just sort of tying down like the compacted trebuchets, organizing just giant ballistic
Men of class
bolts.
using a trebuchet.
Yeah, well, catapults are inferior.
Yeah,
Exactly.
We can truly not
My friends,
approve.
if I might just say, I already think they're gonna do better than what the guards put together at the
Yeah.
Shell Cove. It's already pretty clear they're competent.
Yeah.
This is the commander over here, and then the other person, I am putting them out right now,
Maybe.
is over here.
Me to-
All
I
right.
suppose. Who
That's
do we talk to first? I guess.
And I want to
Uh,
pass the courier message from Reeve to whomever's going to be speaking to the commander.
Okay. Rainier and Canneray, both of you with your military background, you know that this commander is not the general of the army, but this commander is kind of in charge of the training and the recruits and, the men at arms and stuff like that, but would be able to direct you to the correct people to speak with for this. there's, again, they're not on the map, but it's a pretend game. There's like, at least 300 soldiers that are all within here, and they're all kind of doing their own thing. So he's not noticing you yet, but some of the soldiers have looked over. They've noticed a group of, people that are new to them and a large crocodile, and they're kind of just looking in your general direction, but still following orders and doing what they're supposed to be doing, drilling with their weapons.
Can't believe you
I'd
didn't
like
make
to-
300 unique tokens, Ghibli.
Nope.
Oh, what a
On
bunch,
this
dude.
map.
My
Version ruined.
Yeah.
I'd like to
I'll pull 'em out.
slowly.
300.
God.
Jesus.
I'd like to
roll initiative.
slowly and painfully get off the horse and just kind of walk my way over towards that guy. I'd like to I have like an insignia of rank, I believe, for my for Rainier's role as a captain within. I don't know if it's for that. I don't know if it would probably be the same one that he's had since that war with the orcs so many decades ago. But I'm not sure if it's this. If that's the same nation, or if it was a different human nation. But we'll see what happens. I'd like to walk up to him and just kind of, both with the holy symbol of the mother and that, just kind of hold that out to him and just kind of make a gesture to our horses and the crocodile. I was like, we are a contingent sent here on behalf of Reeve Wilmot of Lashal Cove, and we're seeking to house our steeds here for the day.
He looks to the soldiers that he's drilling, and he just sort of goes, to your posts, men. And then he turns to you, kind of follows over, shows you where to put your horses. He takes your insignia and actually studies it. And he goes, you fought in the Orc War. My mother was a captain throughout all of that, and it elevated her status to general. Perhaps you know her. Rebel Allie?
Do I know her?
Roll a history check.
Oh gosh, and I'm tired today. All right, I do not. That's a 3.
You have never even heard of her.
I nod and say, yes, I am. I have heard of her exploits during the
Are you
battles.
deceiving him?
I'd like to try.
Okay, go ahead and roll for it.
Oh boy.
Here's why.
We're surrounded, guys. Come on.
12.
All right, let's see what he rolls. Yep, he's like, oh yeah. No, she's kind of a big deal, man. So anyways, yeah, we'll watch your horses for you. We don't have that much
And-
food, but they got some hay, they got some water.
And
They
how
have
much do
saddlebags
we...
with food in them, right? So
Yeah.
they shouldn't-
And how much do
shouldn't
we
be
owe
too
you
bad.
for the housing
Oh,
or the lodging?
don't worry about it, man. Just make sure you know which horses are which, and we'll just keep them over here. And they let you put your
Fantastic.
horses over by where the other horses are. You can see as you lead the horses over here that this well is dry, and that they have these buckets of water for the men and the horses. And you actually see the horses are drinking out of the same bucket, and a soldier comes over and he refills his water skin in the same bucket that the horse is drinking out of.
Is the lake fresh water or is it salt water?
It's fresh.
Oh, what the
I'd like to
fuck?
just do a perception check to see if there's anything
Go ahead.
strange or valuable or anything around.
I also wanted to. Does Edkin's horses have like a brand on them?
They have a bead in the tail. That's
Okay,
like
that's
how
how we'd be able
most
to-
people.
So we would be able to tell them apart from the rest of the horses.
Yes,
Yeah,
and you
okay.
can see that the
However,
military
will I be able
horses
to
also
tell-
have it.
Oh,
A different one though.
Oh, okay.
Like but they don't brand their horses. The humans don't brand their horses. They just give them a bead, which is cool, except that it's also easily removable for horse thieves.
Mm.
How am I going to tell my mount from the others, though? I don't have a bead on his
Yeah,
mount.
it would be
Look for the
pretty hard.
10-foot crocodile. I'm sure you got
Does
it.
anybody have a bead? Anybody?
I was gonna say we can probably. I have a button. I have a button.
Was the
You can try to stick a
leaving?
button on the tail.
Did
I've
we
got
get?
I've got a tin can.
Diastri, with your perception check, you notice that the soldiers are. These seem to be new recruits. They are decently skilled. They're definitely not pro fighters, and the dude that's leading them, Morta, his name is, he also seems to be a bit green. He knows how to make them go through the motions, but you can just tell he probably hasn't seen much battle himself. You also notice over here in the corner there's a pile of broken weapons. There is a pile, there are weapon racks over here that have not broken weapons, intact weapons. And occasionally a soldier will, while they're sparring with each other and drilling, a soldier will break a weapon, come over here, deposit it in the corner, and then go grab a new, sword or spear from the rack. And it seems to be really annoying them. Like, every time, like, this happens, they, like, roll their eyes. They're like, ah.
Wait, are they wooden weapons or are
No,
they?
they're steel. They're just shit.
Just poor quality.
They're just
poor
shit.
quality.
That's why I'm here, guys. This is why.
Can we
I'm
ask the
here.
commander what's wrong with the weapons situation?
You repair the weapons.
Yeah.
for
Why do you have so
service.
many broken weapons?
Yes,
Like,
actually.
why are these weapons being broken so easily?
He's like, look, you gotta send we got a problem with the dwarves. The dwarves, they live in the manor over there on the hill, and they're the ones that make all the weapons for the army. And they moved here from their dwarven mountains, and they used to make fine quality steel. Recently, we've been having an issue with the quality of the steel that they've been making. I sent a message last week. They said something about they don't have the right fire making tools to smelt the ore, but regardless, without their special fireword or not, they need to answer to the general. So if you can go and send a message to them, please. And then he looks to Rainier and he's like, you soldier, you understand the importance of this.
Would I know what
yes,
kind of
yes,
like wood
absolutely.
he's talking about? Like when he mentions like special firewood.
Roll a history or nature check.
God damn it. Bad at both of those. Can I have advantage because I'm a like dwarf and I'm a smith like
Do
as well?
you get stone cutting or is that gnomes?
I get stone cutting, yeah, but that
Oh,
says
yeah.
history
That's
for
that's for stone, but I'm gonna count it towards this because that's what you really do. Is you
see,
forge
what
weapons
does
with
it
your background.
do?
It gives you advantage on history checks that have to do with
I'm just
stone,
checking,
but go ahead and roll with advantage. Yeah.
and I also add double my proficiency bonus.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, okay. So I'm considered. It's actually a +5 on this.
Yep.
Ooh, crit anyway.
Crit anyway. You know.
I think you're good. I think you're good.
That's a 26. Oh, a 25. Sorry.
You happen to know that the Frostblade Dwarves, who are known for their really expansive smithing and forging techniques, they use lava and ice in order to to get the best quality blades and weapons and armor. You know that after the lava, the tier down is that they use very special coal that they mine from beneath the mountain, and then that the next step down is a very special kind of wood that is it grows like bamboo. Like it grows quickly, it spreads, it's kind of invasive in a lot of the places, but the dwarves really liked it. And before the dwarves, when they were still hill dwarves, before they actually retreated it all into the mountains, that they used to grow groves and groves and groves of it. And this was how the dwarves of the hills and not in the mountains without having coal or magma were able to smelt their ore. And it is called scrubwood, and it burns really, really
Scrub.
hot for a really long time. And as it burns, it turns into basically charcoal, as opposed to like other wood that burns too low or too high or too quickly, and it's just perfect for forging.
Would I know if this land would be like the proper like climate for scrubwood to grow? Would I know if there would maybe be some around if we went into the forest?
You know that scrubwood burns like, or you know that scrubwood grows like a weed. It just has to be planted. So it's a lot like an aspen grove in a sense, where it's like one organism. You just need to plant one seed and you give it a year, and all of a sudden you got like 8 trees. You know what I mean? And so what you're surmising is that the dwarves are doing the best that they can, being provided the materials that they have, but they do not have the scrubwood, which is why their weapons are breaking.
But like, would I know if we got a hold of some seeds somehow? Let's say we did, would they be able to grow it in Ava Shores?
Yes, it's pretty hardy. The only places it really can't grow would be like in like tundra. Like it could grow in a forest, it could grow in a swamp, it could grow on a beach. It's like one of those very versatile plants.
Okay. I might look for some of that in the bazaar then, and I'll let them know too. I'll just say like, you guys should look at getting some of this wood. If they say that they need this specific this wood to make better weapons, then I believe you should listen to them. What the wood they're after is called scrub wood. It's like a weed. It grows very easily. You guys could grow it here for them.
I understand. They have mentioned that they actually had mentioned potentially getting some saplings to start a grove here. But again, I need to know if when their shipment is coming. They have a shipment that comes down from the dwarves on a barge down the river, and I don't know if they've gotten it yet. I don't know. Maybe they're just purposely giving us the shitty weapons, but just go talk to him for me. And you see he's like a busy, self-important man that just has no time to go talk to dwarves himself. He's commanding the recruits.
Rude, but okay. I'm gonna walk away, I guess. But I'll definitely go find them probably and see what's up.
Okay.
Especially cause in and all that sort of jargon. And I'm probably gonna need some scrub wood as well, right? For if when I want to make the silvered weapons. So
Sure.
hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are we gonna be? Do we want to split up here then, and some of us go to the temple, some of us go to the fortress, and
Well, we need
Hassan
to
goes to the...
we need to cash out first. That
We need to get that done. Yeah.
Do we need to ask him about recruiting men, or whom
Do we want to
need to
show him
talk to,
the letter before we
Oh.
leave? Yeah.
or
I
whom we
think,
need to talk to recruit men?
Isn't he? This guy's a nobody, right?
Well, he's a
Well, you can
commander.
point us
He's
in the
like
right
he's
direction,
the
right?
commander. Yeah, he could point us in the right direction. I thought he had. He told us who to
He
see.
tells you that you can go to the officer's cabin and speak to some of the officers that are there, and he just points just outside of the barracks is a smaller little kind of thatch, little cabin, and then in the actual fortress, he points and he goes, "Well, that's where the general lives, my mom." And you can tell he's kind of like real proud of his mom.
What a mommy's boy. Gotta love it.
Can he put in a good word for us?
Sure. I'll be having dinner with her tonight, so I'll let her know if you want to stop by. I can't invite you to her place for dinner, but if you bring this letter to her, she'll gladly seek an audience with you.
Perfect.
Ghibli?
Okay.
Ghibli,
Mommy,
may I
can
roll
my
insight
friends stay for dinner?
on this? May I roll insight on this? Officer.
Yeah.
I want to gauge. I'm kind of getting the way he talks about his mom and his position, and the fact, like,
Damn.
is he in his current rank and position because of skill and experience, or nepotism? And
Go
that's kinda what
ahead
I wanna
and
gauge here.
roll it.
Disadvantage.
With an 8, you can't tell if maybe there's
Uh-huh.
another reason why he was put in this position, but he does look green. He doesn't look
Okay.
like his armor is clean. There's no, chinks or dents. Even the way that he addresses the soldiers, it's not from a point of camaraderie, it's from a point of authority. And not like the good kind of authority, like I'm here to save your life, but the kind of authority where it's like power tripping. But aside from that, that's all you can really tell.
Yikes! Yikes! Yikes!
I thank him, and I'm gonna head. You guys can head to the bazaar. I'll head over and ask some questions at the officers' quarters.
All right.
Diastri, may I have the just in case? May I have the courier message?
Yeah, you got it here.
Thank you. And I'll meet up with you guys later.
All right.
Okay, so
Can I
Rainier-
All right, Paladin.
go ahead.
I was
Hisa.
gonna say, can I have a look at the like, can I ask Arthur to have a look at that diamond as
Yeah.
well? And can I
Which-
like try and like put a price to it? I know they said it was worth like 500 gold, but I want to see if I can like maybe see if I could sell it for more.
Yeah,
If I think like
You can appraise
Yeah,
it.
sure.
Do
Sure.
Yeah, can I-
an intelligence check
ooh,
with
God,
advantage because you're a
terrible
dwarf.
at all these things, dude.
You got this.
Oh,
There you go.
It's a little
Yeah.
cloudy in the center. You know that for the purposes of jewelry, I mean, it's huge. It's a pretty big diamond, you know? For the purposes of
500
jewelry.
gold worth.
Yeah,
Jeez.
for the purposes of jewelry, it's so large and like 97% clear that it's worth around 500 gold. However, it's not the most impeccable diamond, but to the untrained eye, it might be the biggest, baddest, diamond anyone's ever seen.
Beautiful.
So you just gotta find a
baddest.
sucker. Find an
Yep, just gotta-
inexperienced sucker.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is everyone else except for Rainier going to the bazaar together?
Yeah, speaking of
I'll be
suckers, does anybody want to try and make some money?
going. Hey, I got the thing for that, but
I'm about
Arthur,
to
weren't
maybe
you gonna
later.
go to the temple?
I mean, we're all just kind of
Yeah,
going to the
we'll-
bazaar, so
We're gonna go. We're gonna cash in this diamond, then I'll go to the temple after. So you can follow me.
Okay, so everyone except Rainier is going to the market, the bazaar.
the bazaar.
Excuse me, Commander. One question before. Actually, two-part question. Are there any druids nearby that you know of, and are there any wizards in town?
Wizards, we have an alchemist. Other than that, I don't think we have a wizard in town. Druids, I don't believe that there's actually a druid. I think it's just old elf magic. But there's a rumor that there's a druid in the Sanguine Grove, but no one's ever seen him.
the Sanguine Grove.
That's the forest that Miriel got bit by the werebaron to the north of Ava Shores.
Can I do a language check to see if I understand the root word of the name?
Sanguine
Grove?
means
Yeah.
yeah, go ahead and roll intelligence check.
Jesus, where the is my intelligence? There we go.
19, pretty good. You know that sanguine is a shade of red and is oftentimes used to denote talking about the very specific shade of crimson of blood. However, you also happen to know that there are sanguine trees, which are trees that have red leaves all year round, not just in the fall. Could be either one.
Oh, good.
Why
This
not
is
both?
either a good grove or a bad grove.
Just walk in.
Why
It's
not
just
both?
blood.
Raining blood.
A red hue
Well, this
over
is the
everything.
second time the Sanguine Grove has come. Where was that again, sir?
Just to the
Whereabouts is
north
that?
of Lashal Cove.
Okay.
There's two forests in Asire Lure. One is the Sanguine Grove, and the other one is the Darkwood.
Ah, both great sounding.
Actually,
names.
there's three forests, but we don't talk about the third one.
Why don't we
Why
talk about
that?
the
Oh,
third
you
one?
mean the forest of happy bunnies and good luck?
Well, it's called the Corpse Wood because all of the trees are dying.
Oh.
Oh, good.
I was hoping it'd be the
Love
Starbucks forest.
Venti caramel macchiato forest.
Yeah.
Heaven.
Report back to me once you've spoken to the dwarves.
And what was the alchemist's name? I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
You know, that's a really good question. The alchemist's name is...
I pride myself on good questions.
Questions. Wait, were we leaving Angramar here, or were we taking with them into the town? Did you
Gearvud.
get permission?
Anime and
Well-
Rolf Gearvud.
Earfood.
Anime.
Anime, not anime.
Oh.
Anime.
Anime. I literally wrote anime.
Yeah, I was gonna write anime as well. Okay, anime. Anime and Rolf, was it?
Rolf
Rolf. And what was their last name, sorry?
Gearvud. Girvud.
Irvid. Anime and Rolf Gearvid.
Are you sure his name wasn't Manga?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anime and manga Gearvid.
Good.
No, his last
And-
name's
never
Hentai.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
Oh,
their
no.
creepy uncle hentai.
Hentai Gearvid.
Oh no.
How old is he? Don't tell me he's over 9,000.
No, no.
Oh god.
Jesus.
Shame on you.
They're known as the Weeb Dynasty.
No, I swear to you, Anime is 500 years old. She doesn't look it, but she's she's 500.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Nope.
classic.
Tell
No.
that to the judge. Tell that to the judge.
Oh, God.
All right. So,
Take to jail
anyways,
for Rainier.
everyone's going to the marketplace, the bazaar. Yes.
The bizarre.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna make this
Love this
really,
comment.
really easy for us because look what I did. I think I put them both on the same map, and if I did, that would be really cool. I
Huggies.
did.
Nice.
We here.
And
All right. You're not here, Rainier, so just we'll come
I'll
back
just
to
hide in the corner.
Yeah, we'll come back to you. All right, so this bazaar is there are big thick walls around it. There's even a second story over here. This is like a little stair that goes up and it's a locked gate. There are 2 guards that are posted up in front of it. There's a bunch of different market stalls and a very large fountain in the middle. There's a small boy, probably 7 or 8, playing in the fountain. All the market stalls seem to be pretty busy. You see a lot of customers. You see at each stall there's at least 3 to 4 people shopping. Certain stalls have like groups of 10 or 12. Here you can see that there are there's a produce stall, there's a baked goods stall, a meat stall, a textile stall, a wine stall. Then you see like exotic goods that look like they're not necessarily human made. And then up above on that second floor where there's the guarded gate, that's you can see some weapons up there.
Do we see like a jeweler or anything?
You see jewels at the exotic goods stall, which is let me ping it on the map for you.
Because that's exactly where I'll be going.
Yeah,
Right
I'll
here.
follow him.
Do we see any non-humans, specifically Dragonborn?
You don't see any Dragonborn, and you see all humans.
Okay.
It's a very human town.
There's a lot of people in this one little marketplace. It's a bit crowded.
That's exactly not what I wanted to see, was just all humans. But we make do.
So
Was I
wait.
able to leave Angramar with the
yeah. Sorry. I just switched
Leave-
the map,
leave
but yeah,
Angramar in the pool.
Angramar. I'll take him off. I'll
Just
put him-
about to
Swimming.
do
Yeah,
that.
he's swimming.
Swimming with the small boy, or in his minus small snack.
As you approach the stall where there's exotic goods, you see some really interesting stuff. There are little trinket boxes. There's some stuff that's made by the gnomes, Ignis. You can see like little music boxes that when you open it up, there's a little dancer, and it kind of makes like a little tinkling, doot 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 noise. You see some gems, some jewelry, some exotic dresses and robes and cloaks. And as you approach, there are 4 or 5 other people at this stall right now. They're all kind of browsing, looking at things. People are kind of pushing past you. The man behind the counter, he's older, I'd say like 60, 70. He's got long, thin gray hair. It's tied back in a little like ponytail in the back of his head, and you roll perception checks.
Ooh.
Oh, we're all rolling pretty
That
bad.
bad roll out of the way.
Arthur, you notice that
That's
he
cool.
is looking across the way of the bazaar at the woman in the produce stall. She's also pretty old. She's like 60, 65. And he's just kind of eyeing her down. He's kind of like not ignoring the customers. He's definitely tending to his duties, but he's kind of eyeing down this lady in the stall over here. This one.
Is he kind of being a creep about it, or?
Is he like checking her out, or is it just
He's checking her out. Yeah, he's checking her out.
Checking around.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
still got game
Are
apparently?
we just
Go
gonna
ahead.
just always be playing matchmaker and?
It's all matchmaker.
I mean, I'm not. but I-
Raina's
We
not
don't
here. We're
have to.
okay.
There's
So
something
far,
saying
we
we
failed
have to.
tremendously at this.
If he's looking like he's getting ready to roofie her or something, though.
No,
that's a
no,
different
no, it's not like that. It's not like that.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
That took a turn.
Nope, not like
He
that at all.
does have the age and
Yeah.
He's wearing a wedding
experience.
ring.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
oh no,
Maybe that's
Well,
his wife, dude.
could be his
She's
wife.
pretty old too, yeah.
That could be his wife.
I'm gonna step up and ask him if he
Can we-
does buy things as
Oh,
well.
of course I buy things. What do you got to sell?
Feast your eyes on this, the most marvelous jewel you've ever seen, and I'm gonna pull out the diamond and I'm gonna cast prestidigitation on it. Yeah, I'm guessing I kept just held on to it.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, and I'm gonna cast prestidigitation and make it sparkle extra, and I'm just gonna say this could be yours for the small price of 600 gold.
Okay, roll a persuasion check with advantage.
Full price. $1 million.
$1 million.
Come on, you got this.
21. He goes, I'll tell you what. I've never seen a gem so beautiful. I will buy this for 600 gold. And then he points to the woman that he's been checking out and he goes, I'm going to give it to my wife for a present for our anniversary.
Oh,
It's worth
lovely.
it. That's worth it to me,
Good.
man.
good thinking.
Jesus.
It's very
That's an
nice.
She
expensive
will love
anniversary
this.
present.
I'm sure she'll love it.
Hands you a satchel, kind of counts out some coins, throws a couple platinums in there and stuff. You have 600 gold pieces in a big leather satchel. And he takes the gem and he kind of looks over at her. She's not even paying attention. She's so busy. She's selling produce. She's got bananas. She's got oranges. She's got lettuce. And he just looks at her and then he decides better and he puts it in his pocket.
Beautiful.
Does she have a cabbage cart?
And I'm gonna get out of
So
there
cute.
as quick as possible because
She does have a cabbage cart.
I just kind of oversold this thing very.
Alrighty,
much.
how much gold? Are you just gonna hold on to all the gold, or what do you want to do?
So once we get
Leave.
a bit further away, you never count your coin at the table, man. Come on.
Oh no, I know.
So I'm gonna hold on to 250 just in case, out of the total for the silvering of the weapons, just in case it costs me a bit more.
Yep, fair.
And then we'll split the rest evenly between us, I guess.
So that's
Yeah.
right.
So what?
So
3
divided by 6.
350 divided by 6, yeah.
Math.
Is 58 gold 0.3, so 58 gold and 3 silvers each.
Ignis, while
somebody gets 11 silver technically.
you're standing there and you're just watching He-Sun, prestidigitation and sell this magical marvel. I need you to roll a perception check. You don't notice it, but at this point, Arthur and Diostri, with your 15 passive perceptions, you guys notice that there's a small child. It was the boy that was playing in the fountain. He has reached into Ignis's bag, and he's running away, clutching something in his hand.
Little bastard.
We run after
You
him.
guys gonna,
Okay,
you guys
Yeah,
gonna
run
let
after him.
Ignis know at
Oh.
least?
We run. Oh yeah, Ignis, you've just been robbed as we run past after the kid.
yeah. Do I have the speed to catch him?
Fucker.
Oh yeah, he
Oh,
he
yeah.
barely makes it just a few feet from you, but he is a child, and you're able to catch up to him and stuff. He gets to about here, right by the fountain, and you guys catch up to him. What do you wish to do?
I want to pull out my deck of cards and show him a card trick.
First, I want to grab the money back off of him.
Whatever
But
you
what
grab.
did he grab?
Oh yeah, what did he grab it
Um,
specifically?
Not
All
very
right,
grab
Ignis,
money.
roll 3d4.
Five.
He took 5 gold pieces from you.
Ah,
Little
boy,
shit.
why did you take this from me?
So do you guys like put your hands on him and stop him in his tracks?
If I need to, I'll sort of grab him and hold him still for a second.
Okay.
So he stops running.
He turns around and he goes, oh, dude, sorry. Look, here, take it back. And he gives the 5 gold back.
Tell me why.
It was a challenge from my friends. They dared me to do it.
And if your friends all jumped off a bridge, would you do it?
Yeah, probably. It's called
That's the answer.
It's called a Pik-Pok challenge.
God, what is this fucking? Oh my god! Leave a little pickpocket.
I take it back. I don't want to show him a card trick. I want to shove him in the pool.
And hold him under until he
No.
stops struggling.
No.
We can go get Angramar again and just let him loose in the pool.
He's like, please don't tell my dad.
We'll call it the Croc Talk challenge.
Could you point out your dad? Which one's your dad? Who's your dad?
He points to the baked goods stall, and
Oh boy.
he
I'm gonna-
goes, "That's my dad."
I'm gonna inside check him. I don't believe a word.
Yeah, can I
he's
inside
saying.
check that as
All
well?
right, go ahead and roll insight.
Oh,
Okay.
damn. Shit.
11.
If you
11?
had told, goddamn mother
Yeah,
fucking-
you can tell that he's telling the truth, and he's trying to hide his face from that stall. And I'm just gonna put his dad out on the stall because we may as well, just in case you talk to him.
And
Now-
you said your friends
I'd like
dared you
to
to do
just
this.
tell him-
Where are your friends now?
Oh, well, they're my friends. We all live up in those houses over there, and he kind of points to not the there's like a section by where the dwarves live by the north of the town, and there's like a pretty nice looking neighborhood there, and that's where the direction in which he points.
I see any like kids
No.
trying to like hide or look away or whatever?
No,
No?
most of
Okay.
the kids that are here are like with their parents, like going shopping, like I want that, like pointing to like different things.
Now,
Let the
boy,
urchin go.
are these actually your friends? Are they just people who made you do this for a joke?
I think we're
Are they-
friends.
Oh.
Let's get an
Very
existential
well.
crisis.
Oof.
I will give him the 5 gold pieces and kick him in the ass a little bit and say, "Don't do it again."
Okay, are
I
you?
want some cinnamon buns.
We are way too generous, guys. Honestly.
Right.
That's
Ugh.
fine.
I want some cinnamon buns.
Wait.
We won't tell you. We won't tell your dad if you can snake us some cinnamon buns from his shop.
I gotta go over there to get the cinnamon buns.
Well, yeah. I mean,
All
he's your
right,
dad. I
Nope.
mean, it's not
Well, don't-
not odd that you would be
don't
going
tell
to
the
say
guards.
hi to your dad, right?
Don't tell the guards then, okay? I can't do it. I can't go to jail, man.
shouldn't be pickpocketing then,
No,
man.
this is your penance, man. You
No
get us
better.
some cinnamon buns. You've got the gold. You get us some cinnamon buns, and we won't say a word.
What is your obsession with cinnamon buns, Elf?
My dad doesn't make cinnamon buns. We make muffins. We have chocolate chip muffins.
Blasphemy.
All right. How about some chocolate chip muffins?
Okay, you don't want to
With
Not
just
the
cinnamon
dry
on
ones
top.
either. Not the dry ones.
you just want to just go
Yeah,
get
no,
them yourself? Because like I'm not. I'm only allowed to eat like 2 muffins a day, man.
Want those things moister than an oyster.
You've got 5 gold there in your hand.
I
Just
gotta
say
go
you're buying
sell
some
it at
muffins
my
for.
dad's. Yeah, he's gonna ask me where I got 5 gold from.
Not just show him
Tell
you
him you
got 5
stole it.
gold. You just say, hey, I want some
Just let the
muffins for
kid
me and my
go,
friends.
Elf. Just let the kid go, Elf.
We'll get you your muffins.
Fine.
Jesus.
Run along. What was
Um,
your name?
My name is Keenschling Muffin Slinger the Fourth.
What's his name? How do you spell that? Keen Schling?
Here,
Muffin
Muffin-
Slayer.
Muffin
Slinger.
Slinger.
Muffin
Insane
Slinger.
The
Muffin
fourth.
Slinger
The
the
fourth.
fourth.
He's the fourth.
He-
He's the fourth.
His dad's the third.
The long line. What's your dad's name?
Keenschling Muffin Slinger the Third.
Oh no.
Kingsling, I will call upon you someday, and you must answer the call.
Oh,
Good thinking.
okay,
Good
cool.
thinking.
Yes.
Alright, well,
You must swear to me now that you will come when I call.
Bro, it's getting weird.
Roll either intimidation or persuasion, whichever one you think.
you
is...
must sign this contract. Don't read it, just sign it.
Yeah, this 5 gold is gonna cost you your life.
I require your
I would like to
soul.
use my inspiration.
on this 8-year-old child. Okay,
I have
with
a
the
feeling he will be
This
important
favor.
someday.
Yeah, what if Ignis needs to reach the cookie jar and it's on the top shelf? This kid one day will be
We
tall
need
enough.
someone to take care of Agrima.
okay.
Now, I have a feeling this kid will play an important role in all of our
He
destiny.
helps
Okay.
us beat the BBEG.
Is this kid an elf?
His
No,
dad's the
Like-
BBG.
No, it's
He
human.
killed
Looking
his
at his
dad for us.
picture.
he's a human. Yeah, I put
We're
him
all
in your. I
humans
put him
here.
in your journal. You should be able to look at him.
Killed my dad the other day.
God.
It's much better.
Yeah. Okay.
19.
Sure. Just I guess come find me. I just live over there, and he points in the same direction where he showed you where his friends live. And he's like, and normally I'm with my dad at the bazaar all day, every day. It's really
Could I,
boring.
Probably
Could
should
I- Sorry, could I have asked at the exotic goods stand while we were there if he happened to have any scrub wood?
Oh no, actually, we put in an order with the dwarves. They get it delivered directly to them. I don't really deal much with that, but what I can tell you is they normally have a barge that comes down the river from the Dwarven Mountains. It goes past the capital city of Natur, and then usually kind of floats out by the Gracewater into the mouth of the Gracewater Lake. And sometimes my trade ships will actually tow it in for them. We haven't seen it in a few weeks. It's late.
That is
But
boring.
perhaps you can go ask down at the dock to see if you can use the ship. It navigates waters of rivers. It navigates the ocean. It navigates lakes. It's pretty impressive.
Sounds like a ship.
Boats do that, do they?
Yeah, no, but this is a special one because
Dang.
it can go in all the water. He seems very proud by that. Like this is like their town's like pride and joy. They have like the army and like
Okay.
one really good freaking boat.
My boat can float better than all the other boats.
Yeah, my boat could kick your boat's ass.
It's like the
My
Mark
boat's
Twain
bigger than
river.
your boat.
Friend with problem on the water.
My boat's huge, but small enough to go up the river too. I was gonna freaking so they don't have any. Okay, well yeah, that's all I wanted to ask. Sorry about that person, whoever I interrupted before.
I need to write down
So-
that you can call upon Keenschling Muffin Slayer the fucking fourth.
Alright, well, Leopard could go, and I suppose is your guys' plan now head over to the forge? Is that what is next for you guys?
I'll probably be going up and seeing the dwarves because I'm guessing the forge is at the same place
Yeah.
or close.
Oh yeah, probably is. Yeah, okay.
Actually, I wanted to buy some smithing tools while I was here as well.
Don't you already
Fine.
have smithing tools?
No, I do not. I have
Oh.
proficiency with them. I've been traveling. I don't have
Oh, yeah.
I just wasn't prepared to carry them with me.
At the
Wasn't?
general goods store, you find some smithing tools and you can purchase them for 25 silver. It's a hammer, tongs, little mini bellows.
Do they come with like a belt?
That's gonna cost extra.
How worth is the
Belt's
belt?
not included.
How
Belt's
worth is
not
the belt?
Belt
The
not
belt will be
included.
another 3 silvers.
Belt combo.
Okay, so yeah, what is that in total? Sorry.
25 plus 3 is 28 silvers.
Yeah,
But
so
if you get the limited edition cinnamon roll belt,
I just
that would be an extra 5.
The
2
cinnamon belt.
gold,
We're just the Cinna gang.
2 gold, 8 silver,
Okay.
Hey,
and
JJ, that's where. Oh,
with
go
my
ahead. Go ahead.
tools.
Yep.
Okay, so as we're walking around the bazaar, I'm basically asking shop owners if they've seen any Dragonborn. Do I get any hits?
Yes, actually you do.
Oh.
At the textile stall, which is this one, you see really interesting tapestries and rugs and even like a embroidered portrait of like a famous person. And the real quick, let me just find that person's name. She says, "Oh yes, I've seen some Dragonborn before." And I will pull
When's the last
her
time you?
on the map. The last time I saw one, years ago. I used to do a lot of really cool traveling, and I actually made my way to Mazandaran.
Oh, Black Betty.
Mazandaran.
Mazandaran.
Gosh.
No, Mazandrath. Mazandaran is a country in EU4. It's Mazandrath.
Mazandrath.
Shit.
Zandrat. Yeah. Was this a Dragonborn that looked like me? Red.
No, I saw silver, gold, and copper.
Silver, gold, and copper.
Oh my.
My employer sent me there many, many years ago to do a couple trade deals. I was a businessman doing business.
I'm sorry, what was your name?
Alun Zark.
Alun Zark. All right. I appreciate your words.
Do you plan on going back there or?
I'm just asking around. I'm always looking for more of my kind. Especially in parts where they're not really showing up.
Well, I happen to be looking for some really strong fighters to venture out, and my employer will pay you. I'm looking for people to trap a magical spider. We're willing to pay with our most
Ooh.
expensive item.
Your most expensive item, what would
These
that be?
powerful fighters will let you know.
It's a magic carpet that can fly.
If we see some powerful fighters, we'll let you know.
A magic carpet that can fly. Huh.
Can we get a demonstration?
I
I would love a demonstration.
She unfurls a big, 6 foot by 6 foot square. It's Persian rug. It's like red with like, yellow and, orange and black stuff. And she steps on it. First it's on the floor. She steps on it. And this is all behind her counter, by the way. Like she's not like out in front of you guys. She's like behind her counter. She says a magic word. It starts to levitate. She kind of looks to the side. She kind of drifts off this way. She kind of looks to this side. She drifts off this way. She says another word and it goes back to the ground. And she goes, "Yeah, it's magical."
Do an insight check on her.
Yeah, go ahead.
It just sound like little rollerblades.
Person underneath them just carrying them around.
She's telling the truth. It's a magical carpet that flies.
Wow.
I must
That's
warn
impressive.
you, though. We've already sent a few teams out already, and none have returned. Are you up
Did
for
any
the
of them
task?
have dragons?
No, they were all humans. not good enough to join the military, so they were just venturing bands of mercenaries.
Where is this spider? We can look into it. Well, I could look into it if no one else wants to follow.
There is a cave in the Warrens, just north of our town. And as you came into Ava Shores is to the right of the road, to the south. To the north of the road, there's a very hilly, kind of rocky, kind of grassy meadows with big boulders and stuff like that. And that's the Warrens. And the cave is somewhere in there.
The Warrens. Okay.
My master
could,
says anyone who can get this spider for us, we need it for its silk. And if you can capture it, we would gladly pay
Was
you.
something else in the Warrens, wasn't there, that we were kind of looking for?
I remember. I recall the Warrens being brought up.
It's about
Where was it? I had it written down.
show. Maybe he brought that up.
Yeah, maybe. Where is it? Oh no, it was the bartender at the in Lachelle Cove was looking for Hag's Heart, which is in the Warrens.
Oh God.
So
Might as well go there and just
Die to hags.
2 for 1.
Hag's Heart.
Yes, I'll die.
Yeah, what is Hag's Heart? Is it a heart?
I was
I'm
gonna
guessing
say,
it's like a flower or like a weed or
Yeah,
something.
No, it's a
uh,
heart of a hag.
Okay.
Is it actually?
And Jim was like, no, you fuckers.
We
it's
got
just-
two
Everyone
then.
back to the
No,
hags.
we could have had 2. We could have had 2.
You can go back to Lachelle Cove and see what they did with the hag bodies, I guess, if you're so inclined.
I mean, I think he
Bartender's
would have
just sitting in the bar going,
about the
"Those dumb
hags. And,
fuckers."
Yeah, surely he heard about the hags and probably.
right. I mean, it
like,
wasn't like it was just some.
grab these fucking hearts while we got him here.
You
Right?
think he's a bartender, so he's gonna go out there and start cutting open chest cavities of dead
I
hags?
mean,
He doesn't have to do it
Well,
himself.
I mean, he would have at least asked.
Yeah,
I mean,
surely.
he's a bartender. He knows what happens in town all the time.
How do you know he
So-
doesn't
Yeah.
need as many hags hearts as possible? Maybe he already got those hags hearts and he wants more.
Needs more.
That's true.
Hag
He is
hoarder.
hag
Hag
hoarder.
Yeah, he is pretty greedy then.
He's a hag
Like,
hard hoarder.
how
So,
much?
I mean, we already proved that we could beat some hags, so we might as well, do it again.
There's also Nightshade out in the Warrens, in the hills, that we could grab, which he
Yeah.
also asked for.
The
2 for 1,
bartender has
3
the
for 1 there.
Nightshade and Hag's Heart.
Making a good drink, I guess.
What?
So I'm guessing. Okay.
All right. So
It's a competition
capture this
before.
spider. You say?
Yes, alive, please.
Oh.
Ooh.
Well,
Spider's just messes, isn't it?
we definitely can look into it.
Does
Okay.
it need all its legs?
This-
No, it
Good
just
question.
needs its spinneret to create very magical silk that we use to make more of these carpets.
What was this
Good idea,
person's
no.
name?
Eileen Zark. She's in your journal. You should be able to see her.
Oh, beautiful.
Eileen.
She's got
Might as well do that while we're here.
like medium complexion skin. You can tell that she's probably not from around here based on her accent. She's got a little bit of a Zorobian accent, which is the province to the south. The state to the south. And is there anything else you guys want to do in the bazaar?
Not personally.
I want to buy. I'm gonna want to go to like an armorer if there is one, and buy a chain shirt if I can.
Okay. There is the weapon stall up here. The guards, as you approach, stop you and say you must go in by yourself. Only one allowed at a time.
Sure.
Okay.
No backpacks allowed.
No backpacks allowed.
Can I
Don't
bring
forget
my
our-
tool belt?
Our secret
I
word.
just bought it and it looks good.
Yeah, you can have that.
Okay, sweet.
You can have that.
Don't forget the safe word.
It's
While you're in there,
going-
can you use it
Cinnamon
for
buns.
Thursday?
Safe word. It worked last
Cinnamon
time.
buns. A rapier.
Yeah, so I just want to look for an armorer who is selling a chain shirt and purchase that if I can.
Alrighty. His name is Barry, and he has a chain shirt for you, and it's going to cost you 65 gold.
65. Can I talk him down?
You can certainly try.
I'm just gonna have a look at it and be like, hey man, like I'm a dwarf. I know these things, and this a chain shirt is not worth 65 gold.
Listen, man,
These tools aren't for show.
I'm so glad that you're here. I gotta be honest with you. I don't make the armor myself. I only buy it and I resell it, and I gotta tell you, I buy it for a pretty penny, and I gotta make a living, mouths to feed at home and everything. So, unfortunately, it's gonna be 65 gold. Roll a persuasion check.
God, this guy's a dick. I think to myself. A persuasion check. Ooh, that's terrible. Not my best roll.
What is it?
A 12.
All right, let's see what he does.
Please roll
But
well.
you know what? You look like a really great guy, and I gotta tell you, as long as you promise to spread, because word of mouth is the best advertising, as long as you promise to spread my business everywhere you go, and when people say, hey, that's a really nice chain shirt, you tell them, oh, I got it over at Barry Zuckercorns.
Barry Zuckercorns. I will do just that, and I take my shirt off, and I put the chain shirt on, and then I put my shirt over the top of it.
And he'll give it
when
to you
someone
for
sees it,
50 gold. That's like
50
market
gold?
price. Yeah.
Yeah, that's market price. That sounds a lot better to me.
Yeah.
What was his name? Sorry, again.
Barry Zuckercorn.
Zuckercorn.
He's in your journal.
Zuckerberg.
Beautiful.
These are all names that Coggies gave me.
Nice. Oh well.
Beautiful. And I will assure him when anyone brings it up, I will tell them exactly where I got it from.
Dope.
And then I'll put my shirt back on over the top of it.
All right. Does anybody else want to do anything in the market? Because I would
I
like
guess
to.
I'll.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say. I guess I'll. If it's an armorer in there, I guess I'll walk in and see if he has studded leather armor. Just give myself a bit of a boost.
Yeah, he's got studded leather armor.
How much?
And he will sell it to you for now. Of course, his son has to leave in order for you to come in.
Yeah, as soon as I bought that, I dipped.
It's 60 gold. Hi, welcome. 60 gold for the studded leather.
Gold. Do I know that that's way expensive for studded, or is that about right for studded?
Go ahead and roll a insight check.
Oh boy, please roll good me. Where's my insight? Oh god, right here. 24.
It's marked up.
It's a bit expensive, don't you think, for some studded leather armor?
Well, like I told your friend over there, the dwarf, I buy it for a pretty penny and I sell it for a pretty penny.
Would you be willing to just lower it by a little bit at all?
Tell you what. Roll a persuasion check.
Not good at these.
He crits, double crits. What the heck, Roll20? I don't know what it is with you guys, but I just really like you. Your little dwarf friend over there, he's a great dude. Any friend of that guy is a friend of mine. Do me a favor though, I'll sell it to you for 45 gold. And when you wear it, you got to tell people that you got it over at Barry Zuckercorns.
I will do that for you.
Okay.
Don't you worry.
Great.
So 45 gold, you said? Sorry?
Mm-hmm.
How long can you guys keep this chain going? Oh my god.
Does anybody else want to do anything in the market?
And when they emerge from the armor, I'm just gonna go, hey son, my friend, that's some very nice armor.
You can't see
where
it.
did you
It's
get it
under
from?
it is under my shirt.
No, when I walk
And-
out,
He's
and my-
pulling up your shirt to look under it.
It's under my shirt and under my cloak. No one could tell that I have a chain shirt on ever, unless I
Can
took
we
my
see the
shirt
studded armor?
you probably will. I will be wearing it. Yeah.
That is beautiful. Where did you get it from?
Oh, just Barry, what's his name? I forgot his name already.
Barry Zuckercorn.
Barry Zuckercorn. Yeah,
Oh,
Barry
you know what?
Zuckercorn. Just up the hill there. He's very good.
Very Zuckercorn, very.
Out of curiosity, did you guys get the terms and conditions of that? Like, if you're in combat, do you have to tell your enemy where you got it from?
I think you made it combat.
Hey,
Your
if I-
blade would
That's
penetrate
what
your
Barry Zuckercorn.
But
I mean,
thanks
to
to
be
my
fair-
Barry
Are they gonna-
Zuckercord studded leather.
To be fair though, it was a verbal agreement, and I don't know if anyone else heard it. So
Those are incredibly binding in Ava Shores.
is it? Does he have
Yep.
proof though?
Yes,
He's got like a
every
recording saying-
agreement in Ava Shores is actually really a Gaia spell, and you
That's
might
true.
just be screwed.
All right.
As
Arthur
Arthur leaves the armor, I'd like to admire his studded armor and ask him how much he got it for.
45 gold.
45 gold. That's not a
Managed
bad
to mark
price.
it. Yeah, well, he initially tried to sell it to me for 60 gold.
I'd like to visit the armor.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm waiting in line. I'm waiting in line.
Come on in. The guards let you in. Barry's standing there. He's got this really big smile on his face. What can I do for you?
Barry, how are you doing?
I'm doing really great today, man. I really hope you're
I
doing
just
fantastic.
saw some of your fine studded leather armor from one of my colleagues, and he said you gave him a great deal on it.
Yeah, yeah.
I'd like to see if you got some more of that.
Studded leather?
Yeah.
Oh, I've got another one out back. Yeah. You know, I gotta tell you, market price is 60 gold. If you want to talk him down, you can roll a persuasion check with advantage because you called him by his name and he likes you.
Alrighty. Let's see. Where's...
Shame we
Four,
broken.
five.
No.
Look, man, I'm sorry. As much as I'd love to keep these deals just going all day, I've got mouths to feed. It's 60 gold. I can't keep doing this all day. I'm gonna put myself out of business. You know, the rent just for this place alone, the overhead, man. And he kind of like hits like the little cloth, like, you know, roof over the stall.
I'm just gonna say, okay, well, keep your armor, and I'm gonna start walking away.
Okay. Have a nice day. Remember, shop at Barry Zuckercord.
All right, I guess I'll march in.
Okay.
Greetings, shopkeeper. I'm looking for some scale mail. Do you happen to have any available?
Oh, I totally have scale mail. I'll tell you the price in 1 second.
Turns out it's just like Dragonborn hide.
It's 65
no.
gold.
65 gold.
Damn, for some scale mail.
You got yourself a
Shit.
deal.
Wonderful.
Doesn't even try to talk him down on nothing, dude.
Nope.
Now,
Are you broke now?
I'm all right.
Jeez.
you seem like the kind of fellow that could use another weapon. Perhaps a shield. Maybe a helm.
No, that'll just slow me down. I
Barry.
appreciate it though.
All right. Well, hey, just remember if anyone asks where you got that really sweet, sweet scale mail, you tell them Barry Zuckercord.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
Can't wait for mid combat when
leave.
Jibbly's like, hey, can you your armor class is now 14 because your armor sucks.
All right. Is everyone done in the bazaar?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I would like to take a break here to go pee, and then when we come back, we're gonna come back to you, Rainier, what you're doing in the soldier's
Okay.
cabin, officer's
Cool.
cabin.
How long of a break we taking?
Like 5-10 minutes.
5-10 minutes. Can we go on the 10-minute side? My parents need me to go and put a bunch of chemicals in the pool.
Okay. Sure.
I'll try to be back. I'll try to be back before 10 minutes, but 10 minutes is
No
like.
problem. Take
like
your time.
Thank you.
BRB. We are back. Okay, Rainier. While they were in the bazaar, you were going to the officer's cabin. You approach this kind of small, rounded edged building. The door is closed. There are no guards or anything outside. What would you like to do?
I'd like to just kind of like go forward and are there like if there's like a special like knocker, I'll use that. Otherwise, I'll just boom, boom, boom.
There is no special knocker, but the door is answered by this dude, and he opens the door and looks at you. Hello, can I help you?
I give a quick salute and hand him again my officer signia and holy symbol of the mother, and it's like, I'm sent on a mission by the Reeve of Lashal Cove, and I was advised to come here by the men from the stables to kind of inquire further on who I should talk to regarding the missive that the Reeve gave me.
Yeah, well, so you're gonna probably need to talk to General Alley, but what I can do for you, here, please, come in. Would you like some wine? And you see that there's a decanter of wine on the table. There's several other officers in here. There's a woman, she's rifling through a backpack. There's she's actually over here rifling through her backpack. There's a dude over here, and realistically, you hear someone in a bathtub from over here, and he's like, wait, who's that? Is that the courier?
Yes. Well, not the courier. I'm working as a courier today. I come from Lashal Cove.
Oh, all right, never mind. And you hear him still in his bathtub.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
The guy that pours you some wine, he introduces himself. I'm Sir Render Broderick. What can I do for you here? You need a few retinues of people to go take care of some goblins, some werebears? I'm not really sure what it is you're looking for here.
Both, actually, although I'm sure hopefully the same men will survive one encounter and go on to help with the next. Me and my men, we tracked down where the goblins are encamped. They're actually in between Ava Shore and Lashal Cove, which is dangerous for all travelers. It is 3 bugbears, 12 goblins. At the time, my group did not feel comfortable taking on that fight directly and thought either just a few extra hands would be useful or hand it over to your men entirely if you would like to deal with it. It is on the main road connecting the two towns. The werebear issue, that one will take some doing. We have yet to locate where it is making its home, but we do know it is north of Lashal Cove.
All right,
So
well,
that one.
We are yet to find out where the bear is.
yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm sure Jenny would love to go. And you see the woman; she's rifling through the backpack. She kind of looks over at you and she's like, "Oh, I'll definitely take that. I'll go speak to General Alley right now, actually, and I'll take care of this for you. How many men do you think that we need?"
Realistically, for the goblins, I would say 5. I feel would be almost too much. If you're helping my group, if you're wanting to take care of it entirely yourself, I would recommend probably 10. Maybe
Okay.
a few more, given the bugbears. But
I'm gonna go talk to the general right now. And can I take that letter?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. She takes it and she scuttles off. And the guy, that you're drinking with, Surrender, he asks, have you been to Gildriel to the north?
Would Rainier have traveled there in his past or no?
It's a mining town. Do you have any reason to have gone to a mining town? They mine gold specifically.
Probably not. No, I don't think I have. Well, I'm familiar with the name, but I've not made my own trip there before.
Well, since we're taking care of something for you, perhaps you would take care of something for me. My estate is just up there. I'm of noble blood, obviously. You can see he's got really nice armor. It's like well crafted. It's got like his family crest emblazoned all over it, like Louis Vuitton, like repeating pattern all over. Really shiny sword, really shiny hilt. He's like my sister. Yeah, my sister and my mother reside there, and I'd love to just have someone check in on them. Our couriers haven't been showing up. Perhaps it's the goblins. And then you hear that same dude from the bathtub go, "Yeah, I'm still waiting for my courier too." I'd love to be gallant and go myself, but my duties here are just overwhelming, Charge of so many men.
Insight check.
Go ahead, roll it.
It's in charge of so many men.
I want
Oh
to.
man,
I'm
Oh,
disadvantage, obviously. Nope. 7.
doesn't matter.
He seems to be telling the truth. Like, he's overwhelmed by the amount of responsibility that he has here. So,
couldn't he just send some of his men up there to have a look? If he
Well,
has so many.
well, he's, you know,
Um,
obviously doesn't want to send army people to go run a courier's job.
um,
Look, I could grab a suit
absolutely.
of
Do you
plate
happen to
mail
have
for your payment.
Ooh.
Yes, absolutely. We'll absolutely do that. We will do that post haste. And that plate mail will be plenty. Now if the couriers had if the couriers are not coming back as you say, I for my party am the one that is the most in uh, danger, like right up, keeping the others safe. And I will give you my word as a paladin of the mother that this job will be done, but I humbly request the plate mail in advance to help ensure safe passage for us to go and visit your state and ensure the safety of your family.
Well, I roll a persuasion check because he's like afraid you're gonna take it and run off.
Yep,
Roll
absolutely. And I will.
fucking hard, dude.
Can I use my persuasion to remove my disadvantage from being exhausted? Or
Your
not my persuasion.
inspiration?
Can I use my inspiration? Yeah.
Yeah, sure. It's just gonna be straight roll first number.
Yep. Here's hoping.
18.
18.
You know, all right, I'll go get it. And he calls one of the other officers over. He's like, Sal, would you please just go grab a suit of plate mail from the barracks for me? And Sal's like, yeah, sure, no problem. And he runs off. Takes him like 20 or so minutes if you'd like to BS with Sir Render.
And actually, I would just to make this formal, I don't have my longsword, but I will kind of take a knee and kind of say, I swear to you, this will be done. I am not lying to you on my honor. I will do this, and as compensation to ensure my return, and I will take out a piece of. It looks like a torn bit of cloth that has another officer insignia. It's very old. And I take it out of its like very carefully folded and placed in a special like pouch or like in my satchel, and I say, "This is very dear to me. It was my sister's, and I swear to you, I will come back with word of your family, and when I come back alive, having done this task, you can give it back to me, and I as promise that I will not abandon this."
Wow, I hope that my sister would also know that I love her as much as you love your sister. I believe you, and may the Father guide you well in your quest.
Thank you. All right.
The dude that was in the bath comes out. He's just dripping wet on the floor, standing there with like a little towel wrapped around him. And he's like, so you haven't seen any couriers though, huh?
No, sir. Where did you send your courier off to?
Over to Osilis.
Where is that located, Ghibli?
So
Like in terms of like
Austihr Aelor is here, and Osilis is to the southwest. It's the province that borders the gnomes territory.
Okay, and that is not like we know that if the goblin, that's not the state that the goblins would have, or the province that the goblins would have
It's
traveled.
the farthest
Okay, that's a different.
state from where the goblins come from. It's the farthest away possible from there.
This there seems to be a lot of very strange events going on. Have you? I actually want to catch these people up on some of the issues that Lashal Cove has, and I want to bring up the fact that I noticed that their crops are failing and they had water issues. And I want to bring up the issues with the lake and fishing, the issues with goblins, the werebear. What was the other thing that we were like, oh man, this place is definitely cursed? Because I want to make sure. I want to see if any of these.
The fishing, the hunting.
Yeah, but the
we had the
hunting
ha-
was
we had the,
beforehand.
there were the hags.
Oh yeah, I'll bring up the
Um,
hags as well to these people.
the
Mainly,
drunk.
I want to see if any of their if there's any pattern, if they have word of like that showing any pattern of
Yeah.
similar things occurring.
They are having a similar pattern. They're noticing the guy that came out, his name is Stenvar. He goes, yeah, no, it's like the earth is fighting back. I can't explain it, but over at Tark Farms, they've been having a problem with the crops. I don't know if you want to go check up with them, but they can't grow anything, and the stuff that they can grow, it's very minimal. And then old man Tark got sick.
Old man Tark.
Yeah, Sony Tark.
Do I do I know who that is, or is this a new person to me?
This is a new person to you.
Who is Sony Tark? Who is old man Tark? I'm unfamiliar.
So the Tarks were one of the original founders of Ava Shores before the military and everything moved in. They had a very large farming community, and now they actually get subsidies from the Lord Algernon himself to grow the food for our town and the military. And so he kind of has an empire.
And he's sick. Interesting.
And all of his children also live in town, and they are sort of taking over the family business, but I think they just don't know what they're doing because they can't grow anything. We're having to import most of our food right now from Zorobia across the Gracewater.
Okay.
As for a werebear, that sounds absolutely terrifying. And you see...
Oh, it is. It very much is.
Surrender Broderick, he's just sitting there like, oh my god, dude. Like, he just looks really freaked out by that. And after a few minutes, Salger comes back and he has a full thing of plate mail. He will give it to you. But he looks at you and he goes, I don't know what it is that you are going to be doing, but this is coming out of Surrender's payment. We can't just check these out. This isn't just like a loaner. This is very expensive.
I nod and looked back to Surrender. Thank you again. And I will take the plate mail. And okay, so crops are failing. And what about the water? Any idea? Like, because I noticed when I went to the stables that the well was dry.
We've been having the wells are drying up, and instead we're getting this like real thick black goo down at the bottom of the well. So we just get most of our water from the lake now. We kind of send some of the lower ranking soldiers to go, fetch barrels all day.
Be very careful. Lashal Cove has had issues with sharks, octopuses. A lot of quippers have been pushed closer to shore. That was a lot.
Good to know. I'll make sure to tell Captain Yibbles down at the dock.
Yeah. Real quick, Ghibli, can I... This is more out of paranoia than anything else. I'd like to use a divine sense.
Okay.
And see if there's any celestial beings in this room with me.
I can tell you right now, there are no fiends, demons, celestial beings. These are all just basic-ass humans.
Okay, Rainier breathes a small sigh of relief. Okay, fantastic. And I will talk to my men, and we will be sure. Actually, do you have a map? How long of a journey will it be to your estate for us to check on that?
They actually have a map on the table. They show you that from where you are currently, from Ava Shores to Gildriel will take approximately 1 second, looking at the big map. You'd have to go through Centralia, which is about a 1.5-day ride north, and then it's about another day ride north of Centralia to Gildriel. So like 3 days journey. 2.5, 3 days.
Okay.
You may have to return that plate mail.
Hey, he didn't say how long it was going to take him to finish the job.
Right.
There.
He just said that it's going to get done. the name of honor.
I will confer with my men, and we will plan out that trip. Looks like it would be 6 days round trip. However, some in my party, we are here on our own mission for Lashal Cove due to the goblins, and we would like to see that through. And I hope you understand. And I will roll up my sleeve and show them my wound. The werebear takes a special priority for me.
They
And
all
I
kind of
roll it
jump
down.
back. Yeah, all right. Take care of that, man. Yeah, it's
But-
no rush or anything. Just,
No rush
I
or
promise-
anything. My parents just could be dead.
No,
It's
I
fine.
will make sure to, as soon as the werebear and the goblins are handled and Lashal Cove is safe, we'll be going straight to your estate up north.
Okay, thanks.
Right. And with that, I will give them all a salute and thank them once again. And I will, I'll ask if I can don the plate mail around the corner, because that takes a while. I think it's like 15-20 minutes for me
Yeah,
to
it's like
get
half an
plate
hour.
mail on.
Yeah, the dude in the towel offers to help you. He's like, yeah, sure, bud, no problem. And he goes back there, he
Thank you.
starts, unclipping, fastening the leather straps and stuff, and you start clanking around. You now have a
Thank
set
you.
of full
All
plate
while
mail.
does he do that all while he's
While
in
he's
the
in the
towel?
towel.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's the military, man. It's
Yeah.
like you don't
There's no
like
shame. There's no
yeah.
shame here.
yeah.
You don't ask, you don't tell.
Mm. How small is the towel? Is it like
Minimal coverage.
Like
towel.
it's like a washcloth.
It's a washcloth.
It's a washcloth.
bends over and you can see everything?
No,
Dangling
it's
down
Wait, how did
there?
you know? How did you know his name?
Bend over.
Bend over.
Oh.
all right. So while Rainier is talking to these guys, you guys were in the market. Do you guys have plans to meet up anywhere afterwards, or are you just gonna amble around and find each other?
I'm guessing. Actually, I don't know. Since he put on the armor, I was going to say he probably.
to the smithy. I'm guessing.
Well, we're
Fire
going.
connection.
We got to go to the dwarves.
Yeah. I think. Well, me and
so-
Ignis wanted to go to temple as well. So
Yeah, that's true. So maybe you guys meet at the temple or something. And I mean, while I'm going to the dwarves, I don't know.
I just want to generally ask around if there's any place to gamble.
Roll an investigation check.
I just want to point out
A
we should maybe
25.
start like outsourcing.
Every person that you ask all just says the same thing, and they point in the direction down by the docks. There is a tavern, and it is called the Mother's Grace Inn. And there's all sorts of gambling and stuff that happens there. And then there's also a hostel if you're looking for a room for cheaper. It's also down by the docks, and they are a bit seedier, and they also gamble there, and that's called Heister's Hostel.
Did we get a name of that bloke who we were, who asked us to go to his family for the courier? Or did I just miss that?
The name of the guy who wants me to head north?
Yeah. Who wanted you to like check
Surrender.
on his family? It was that Surrender.
Yeah, Surrender,
Okay.
yeah. Surrender
Yeah.
Broderick. Yep.
Surrender Broderick.
They should all
I-
be, all the people should be in your journals.
Yeah, I see like
Yeah.
a bunch of people there, but I just didn't know which one in particular it was.
Yep.
Jibbly, just to clarify, this was plate armor?
Yeah, full plate.
Okay.
And what does that make your AC?
With the shield,
20?
20 now. So
Yeah,
I
nice.
might not
baby.
I may not-
yeah.
I might not die immediately to a werebear.
You just stand in front of everyone, please.
we've all gone up an AC. Well, most of us.
All
This
right.
is-
So who is going to the temple?
I'm going to the temple.
Okay.
I'm going to the temple.
All right.
I'm gonna go to the Mother's
Wait.
Grace.
Ready,
Yeah, I'm
Arthur?
gonna
Ready?
join. I'm gonna join. The Elf's Pursuit.
Okay.
And I
Yes.
will head up to see the dwarves.
All right, I'm just gonna take some cheeky notes really fast. So, okay, Arthur, Ignis, Temple. Canneray and Diostri go to
Mother's Grace.
Mother's Grace. And then we have He-Sun going to the dwarves.
You can do me last. I'm just gonna shoot off to the bathroom really quickly.
Okay. And then Rainier, where would you like to meet up everyone? At the temple, Mother's Grace, the dwarf manor, or somewhere else?
I will. I'll likely head to the temple. That was the second place I wanted to go,
Great.
but it'll be like a little while since I had to get the armor on.
Great. So what I'm going to do is
Does the armor have a helmet?
I assume so.
Would we even recognize him when he shows up?
I mean, I
He's
probably have the
changed
helmet.
so much.
The helmet.
He's changed so much.
The helmet would be like I can take off the helmet myself, right?
Yeah.
Like that's not. Yeah, I probably have like that off and like strap somewhere to my side, just so I can breathe. Because fun fact, plate mail does not breathe well.
Also, fun fact, plate mail
Really?
needs to be fitted to your body, but you're a human, so you kind of have like it's it's like generic, like, it's not tailored to you, but it works for what you need it to.
Yeah, I'll probably head somewhere and get
I
that
could
taken care of.
I could refit that if need
And
be.
we do have somebody that can take care of that.
All right, so
Actually, the
you
helmet
guys-
is actually the hardest part. That takes 15 to 20 minutes for you to don, while everything else is actually really quite quick. You can put everything else on in like 3 minutes.
I
and
mean,
that just-
surely
that
the
helmet-
helm has a visor that he could just like flip up. Worst case scenario.
All right.
Depends on the design.
So Ignis, Rainier,
it
and
flips down.
Arthur, you guys go to the cathedral. It is a very, very large building, and it's next to what looks to be like a capitol building. There are gigantic stained glass windows. I'm going to have whoever's proficient in religion roll a religion check.
Ooh, not me.
And not me.
You're not proficient in religion?
I am
I'm
not.
proficient in history.
The paladin isn't proficient in religion.
Curious.
That's a sick
Some
world is
paladin.
this.
You can
Some paladin.
History.
roll it anyway, because this is your deities, like the mother and the father,
Yeah. With disadvantage.
with disadvantage.
A
Don't
3.
notice nothing. You just think it's really pretty building. You walk in, and the ceiling is like 40 feet tall. It has those really big Gothic pointed archways. Smells like heavy, heavy incense. There's a few people who are praying, and then you can see up here is a priest. He seems to be kind of messing around with the altar. He's kind of getting some of like the little like cloth little table runners. I don't know what they're called in churches, but to me it's like a doily. And he's like getting it. He's kind of like sitting it correctly where it needs to be, getting ready for looks to be like a sermon. And then there is a woman sitting at a gigantic pipe organ. Ignis, you recognize that this is of gnome construction. Humans do not make pipe organs like this. This is a gnome instrument, and it's made with giant copper pipes. You've never seen the gnomes be able to transport something like this. So either it was built here, or through some very great painstaking care, it was transported from the Bongatoris forest.
How do you spell that, by the way?
Bongg.
We don't reveal that. We
No,
don't reveal that.
Sorry.
That's very confidential gnome information.
Oh, is it now?
Yeah,
It's like
it
how
is.
it's like how the Mali Empire never revealed where their gold mines were.
Yeah.
We
When
do
you
not reveal.
enter, the priest looks up at you. He turns around, he notices you, and he goes, in his really booming voice, and it echoes, throughout the cathedral, and he goes, "Oh, hello, 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 hello."
Is Rainier
Sir.
already here with us? Also,
Yeah.
just quickly asking. Okay, he didn't. Okay.
Sir, I just have to ask, how did you get the gnomish indoor plumbing here?
The woman that's
I'm just
sitting,
messing with you. That's an organ. That's an organ. I'm just messing.
she turns around and
I'm
she's
sorry.
like,
It's a gnomish joke. It's a gnomish joke.
she's all excited.
Um,
She goes, "Isn't it beautiful?" And she plays you like a couple notes. It's really melodic, you know, and it's like really loud and wah echoes, reverberates through the cathedral.
Can I tell if it's out of tune?
Yeah, roll a perform. It's not performance. Roll a, I don't know. Roll intelligence.
I will happily do that one.
It's in tune, and the song that she's playing is a religious hymn.
You've taken very good care of it. I'm very impressed. Most, how do I put this? Tall folk aren't that good at taking care of gnomish designs. I'm quite impressed. Gold
Oh,
star.
thanks. Really appreciate that. She looks like she roll an insight check.
Oh God, my greatest strength.
Inside.
What'd you get?
5.
All right, never mind.
Like it's not a disadvantage.
She just
Never
seems
mind.
real happy to be playing this beautiful instrument. It's like her pride and joy.
Ma'am, is Priest Chester Deany?
It's Dini, yeah. Chester
Here.
Dini.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
that's
was
the
that right?
priest. He's like, I'm Chester Genie. What can I do for you?
We're here to gather various information, varied and lots of it, and just seek your aid. Are you able to cure pretty bad ailments?
Yeah, I mean, you know, perhaps a blessing from the Allfather is what you adventurers need. Something to protect you, to heal you. I can stop you from dying in battle, you know? It takes a lot out of me, or else I'd bless the whole army.
What
But
about
yeah,
this?
it's about 50 gold pieces each.
Can you fix this?
I could
too?
try. That's you guys. Yeah,
This is
here
a werebear.
he
Do you
gives
have like
you
a money back guarantee? If you
No.
can't fix it?
all of the gold goes to the church for the father and the alms, but here, and he takes out like a little golden jewel encrusted collection plate and he sort of holds it out for you guys to put your gold in.
Fancy.
Wait, they gotta pay. They gotta
Organized
pay
religion.
first. They have to
Ghibli,
pay
may
first?
I don't know if this would be a religion check or if this would be an insight for this specific
Yeah.
priest.
Actually, it's
I wanna see if-
legitimately either or.
Okay.
Could
I
I
would
just roll
prefer
an
insight then.
Mhm.
And I want to check and see if he seems like he's experienced enough that he could actually help with this specific wound, knowing that the temple in Lashal Cove, like their priestesses and stuff, couldn't.
Mel, what level he is?
Could I somehow assist him just to make it a straight roll then?
That would be
Um,
11.
11?
11 for me. Yes.
You think it's worth a shot. Arthur, if you would like to go, you may also roll, and Ignis, if you would like to go, you may also roll either religion or insight, because you can all make your own
Yeah.
judgments about a person.
I will do a religion.
Hmm.
Since you put that one out there. 15.
15?
Yep.
He
We
seems
died.
he seems to be wearing the robes of a priest. He seems to be a priest. He's very priestly.
I will go ahead and take 50 gold. I'm assuming you guys gave me my cut of the diamond
Yeah.
when we met up.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll
Yeah,
take
sure.
50 gold and
It's 58 gold, I think each.
Okay.
58
You
gold.
know,
360.
we have a gnomish saying. When you are doing experiments, it's best to let someone else go first. Rainier, my friend.
He
I trust
brings
you.
you up to the altar, and he dips his hand in a little thing of holy water, makes a couple religious, you know, gestures over your body. He starts speaking. What languages do you guys speak? Does anybody speak Elvish?
I do.
You do? All right.
I
So
do.
in Elvish, with a very bad accent, he says like crockpot, mumbo, jumbo, lobster, and he kind of makes these like hand gestures, and you see a little flash of light, and you don't feel any better at all. And he sort of looks at you and goes, "Well, there you go. On to the next one." And he picks up the collection plate and looks at you, Ignis.
I'd like to step up to him, take out my holy symbol of the mother, and I would like to repeat what he said back, but then as I'm doing so, translate it to common, and as a way to intimidate him.
Well,
and
you
then
don't.
hold
You
out
don't
my
speak
hand.
Elvish, do you?
I do speak Elvish.
Oh.
I speak, and so I would like to say, like, the mumbo jumbo that he just gave me, I'd like to say, like, crockpot, and then say in common, crockpot, and essentially go back almost like a lesson, teaching him what those words mean, and then hand out, like, this is intimidating, and I'd like to hold out my hand for my 50 gold back.
Roll an intimidation check.
I
Can I? Yeah.
want to
Can
somehow
I
assist in this.
I'm doing this while
assist him
exhausted.
just
God.
realizing.
So
Yeah,
you-
can I like walk up behind and be like, yeah, you didn't really do too much there, buddy. You might want to.
You
give
can
it back.
assist
I just want to
Rainier.
assist him.
First
I
So
want to
that
assist
gives
him.
you
First straight
yeah.
roll.
Oh, it's a
first
straight roll. Yeah,
roll.
just I want to assist him.
No!
He looks at
Anyone have
you
inspiration? Anyone have inspiration?
and
No, I used my inspiration.
God damn it.
That was how I got the plate armor.
he's like,
Oh,
look,
yeah.
look. All right. You caught me. Okay, I won't take your gold. I can't give you this back though. Look, man,
No, I understand. I
Just
will
don't
be
tell
sure
anyone.
to let my. No, I'll be sure to let my superiors know about this. And I'll tuck my holy symbol back
No,
away.
you're doing the exact opposite of what I said. I said don't tell anyone, and you said okay.
Oh,
I'm gonna
no,
tell my
I
superiors.
understand.
Look,
Yeah,
man,
yeah,
and he
I
kind of
understand,
breaks
I
down.
understand.
He kind of has like that like broken down. He's like, look, my wife needs poker money, so what can I do?
I'm sorry.
I try.
I'm sorry.
just
Goes to the church, huh?
just don't let anyone
I-
know I've been dipping into the alms
What's your
fund.
name? What's your name, sir? What's your name, sir? I need to take a note of this. I need. Arthur, do you have paper and a pencil? I need to
His-
write down this gentleman's name.
What's
His name is Chester Deeney, actually.
How deep
you
is
are
the
just
hole that this guy's dug?
You
Yeah,
are.
You don't
You are-
understand. We
are you
can't
Chester
owe
Dean?
money to these people that she plays with. She's got a gambling addiction. I
Oh,
can't
I-
cure her. I
oh,
can't
oh,
cure
I am-
you. And he starts having like a mental breakdown. He like starts sobbing. He's like, I'm actually a fraud, dude. I'm actually a fraud.
Oh, no, don't worry. We know.
Wait a minute, I'm not
Ouch.
there, so actually forget.
The other person
So-
in this chapel reacting right now.
yeah.
She's just shaking her head. She looks as though she's known for a really long time that this guy's like full of shit. She's not joining. She didn't tell you not to give him the money. She's just sitting there playing her organ. And she's
Tell
like,
you what. I'm really tired today. I am really tired. I am going to do you a favor and not. You are going to be helping us out a lot. A lot. A
mhm.
lot. And you can start, and I like to put my shoulder and just slowly walk them. We are in need of the books that you have here, and you are going to be providing assistance all day for all three of us. And you are going to do it with a smile on your face, and I want you to refer to us as sirs with a nice, gracious bow. And if you do this with substantial performance, and we feel like you are putting in a genuine effort, you see my small friend there. He has a pet crocodile, a 10-foot crocodile, and I'm really tired. I'm just letting you know this. Feel free to make your decision. I do not care, but if you will have earned that 50 gold I gave you, and I will not tell a soul, but you're going to be helping us out today.
Yes, sir. And he bows graciously. What can I do for you? The books are all upstairs. There's an extensive library. I haven't read half of them.
Well, you'll read the other half today, and I walk him up the stairs.
Okay.
Promptly follow, yep.
As you bring him upstairs, you see that there's a small bedroom chamber off to one side. There's a very big, extensive library. There's all types of scrolls, books, leather bound. There's religious, artifacts. There's like urns of, important dead saints, and there's like tapestries hanging on the walls. It's very gaudy, very like Roman Catholic. Has a very like just ornate, like just like spending money for the sake of spending money. Like, he'd be the kind of guy to have like a full gold chamber pot kind of thing. And so what are you looking for?
We need information on lycanthropy.
Just any and everything on lycanthropy. Yeah.
Any and everything. And please, we would like you to provide help for each and every one of us as we search through this.
Okay.
And that is...
You guys that are searching through the library, Ignis, did you go with them, or are you downstairs with the woman in the organ?
I'm gonna go with them, and I'm just gonna be taking my spear and like tapping it behind him as he walks.
That's why I still have my sword as well.
Just
Yeah.
a little pissed off.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so you guys can spend all day doing research, and he will aid you, so you guys can all do investigation checks with advantage, but it will be an all-day affair, as you are having to look through an entire library's worth of knowledge.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can
Every once
we
in a
also
while,
keep our eyes out for other things as well?
Yeah.
Like just everything
anything-
we have to do?
Like books on magic, maybe?
Hags, elves, spiders that shoot special shit from their
how
Shitters.
early in the day? About what time in the day is it?
It's
'Cause
about
we took-
1-2 p.m. It's the sun has reached its
Okay.
highest point in the
Maybe.
sky, and it's on its
Okay.
way down, but it's not like dinner time yet.
We could do about like a good 8-9 hours.
Also,
of
I
research.
think we found a
Yeah,
nice
and I would
place
like
to
to-
stay for the evening.
I mean,
Heads
we
and everything.
clearly we're getting help from our good friend Chester here, and I think that Chester would be more than happy to kindly go and fetch us some food, refreshments as we read through our tomes here. What do you guys think?
Don't give him
Yes,
money
it
for
is.
it.
Yep.
I think
Oh,
we
yeah.
should. I think we should get cinnamon rolls for Diastri. I think he would greatly appreciate
Oh
that.
god.
Make
We
him
don't
run all
sell
the way
cinnamon
back
rolls
to-
here. Only the cinnamon rolls are in
They do at Lachelle Cove. They do
Oh,
at
Lachelle
Lachelle
Cove.
Cove.
What do you have?
Yeah,
what would you
That's
recommend?
an 8-hour ride.
Chester,
a
what
walk.
could you recommend here? What is the best food that you think Ava Shores has to offer?
The muffins for sure.
Muffins?
Yeah, I
Muffins.
eat muffins every day. I have bran muffins,
Oh.
cranberry muffins, blueberry muffins, chocolate chip muffins.
Yeah.
Keenschling, muffin slinger. I don't know if you've met him, but he's very famous in our bazaar.
I
Like
I've
Forrest
never
Gump
seen
with
How
muffins.
bizarre! We just ran into him.
How bizarre indeed.
I
Yeah,
think
but I'm
just
some
fun to
muffins.
talk to.
I'd be down for some muffins. I'd also think coffee. Coffee would be nice. In the
Coffee?
library,
I
that
don't
goes
even know
hand
what
in
that
hand.
is. We have tea. Coffee is...
Ah,
What the heck is
okay,
coffee?
sorry, I
dude?
forgot. I'm sorry. I've spent too much time around the gnome.
Never
I
heard
have
of
a lot
coffee?
really cool
God.
names. Like,
Just a shameless plug. If you guys like reading fantasy stories, Legends and Lattes, it's been on TikTok and Instagram. Great book
Yes.
about
okay.
coffee and fantasy. Amazing book. Read it.
Look, okay.
Well, and tea.
Well,
Tea
it's
would be
not. It's not
fantastic.
my book.
The
So
more you know.
muffins and tea, and this will be this whole thing will have happened later in the day, like after we scoured for like the books that we want
Yeah.
to read.
Roll
So like it's like
your investigation checks. Everyone gets advantage except for you, Rainier. You're a straight roll because you have disadvantage because you're sleepy.
Also,
gosh,
go to
that's
the
why I was hoping
stables
for the
and
coffee.
free
Investigation check
Paapankamwa.
with advantage. Oh boy.
17?
17.
7.
no, Arthur.
I can't
Alright.
roll for shit, man.
And
7. Okay, so Ignis is carrying us.
the only person you guys are rifling through, Arthur, you're looking at like books that have like it, you think it might be about lycanthropy, but really it's about like, the phases of the moon and the phases of the sun and how they deal with like religious symbolism within the church of the humans and their pantheon. Rainier, you actually fall asleep at the table, like you're reading, you have like a scroll and you just kind of
Yeah.
pass out. Chester Dini has to wake you up. He's like, excuse me, sir, but your arm is getting
Tea,
very...
tea. I need Tea.
Yes. Okay, great. I'm
More
and
tea.
he moves the candle like away from the books. Ignis, though, you are on a research rampage. You look like an anime movie montage where you're just like opening books. Your eyes are just like, brrrr. You got scrolls.
Anna?
Yeah, and what you can find out
Anime.
is that there are a few things. So you do find a book about lycanthropes. It is in a book about unholy things that do not belong on the planet due to being against nature or being against the gods, the mother and the father.
Very
Lycanthropy
long book title.
lycanthropy is a curse that is 100% solidified after the full moon. Once you have it, the only thing that will remove it is some very, very, very powerful magics, such as a wish spell. You already knew this from your arcana check, but you learned that magical attacks will hurt the beast and silvered weapons will hurt the beast, but non-magical, non-silvered weapons, it's completely immune. A werebear can choose to transform into the hybrid form or the bear form. Once it is fully transformed, it can never go back to human form, but in that little window before the first full moon, it can be human or hybrid form. You learn, because you got a 17, you also learn, yes?
So when the full moon happens, werebears change into bears and then can't change back.
They can change from hybrid to bear, but they can't go back to human.
Okay, so like full moon comes, they become a bear, then they can become hybrid bear, but never ever again human.
What you
I'm
do
guessing
learn,
also no.
yeah. So what you do learn is that there are very advanced forms of werebears that are believed to have been created recently by the vampires. These lycanthropes can go from human to hybrid to full form, and they are much more in control of it, and it has something to do with ritual that the vampires do. But for the common lycanthropes, it's human form, hybrid form until the full moon, and then hybrid form, bear form.
I see what you did there. I like it. I like it.
Oh, rip.
Oh.
What happened? Who left?
Someone left.
No, that
Oh,
was,
God.
Lost
uh,
T-Sound.
All our heads are
T-Sound,
chopped
Cameras.
off.
Oh
No.
no!
We've all been decapitated.
Who did we lose?
We lost
Heason.
Heason. Is he
Heason.
coming back? I hope.
The whole party's
Heason.
wiped.
I'm not sure. Do we leave it and wait? Hope he comes back, or do we have to change everything?
No, I don't want to have to change all the camis. Heason.
Heason.
Everyone adjust.
Wait,
Wait, I got me.
I can see my head.
Oh,
and that's,
he's back. Oh, he's back. Oh,
Hey!
thank God. I was just messing with the cameras. Oh my God. All right. So
Welcome back.
while you
Welcome back, friend.
guys are researching that, one more thing that you learn, Ignis, is that you're searching and you happen to find a text about hags and artifacts of great power, and you happen to find a family of warriors that were fabled. They were human warriors, and they were fabled to have went on a quest to hide some of these artifacts to keep them out of hands of people that would use them to do harm. And they are called by several names. And one of the names that you find is the Star Cleavers. Another name that you find is the Dawnbane. And another name that you find is the Solar Flares.
Do I
Is it a
notice he has this
separate
book?
You can. Are you going to share your knowledge with people, Ignis?
Yes. This is a separate book, though.
Yeah, this is a
After-
separate book.
Sort of immediately very interested. Like, can I have a look at that book if you don't mind?
Sure.
Thank you. And he's gonna like read
ask-
everything in that book.
Is there anything in the lycanthrope book about if werebears can control themselves when they're hybrid/bears, and also kind of like, is there a cure that can be done before the full moon? Is that covered at all in the book?
Yeah, so the book basically says that it takes as the disease takes hold within your body, it becomes harder and harder to control yourself. And as far as curing it, there are very powerful spells that can cure it, or you have to kill the creature that has bit you.
Does it mention anything about a chain effect? Whether if we kill the original werebear, does it chain effect it at all?
Not from this research. It does not say anything with a 17.
Well,
My
that's a
friends, I
very
will say two
specific.
things
That's a
about this.
very specific case.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it's just that there's not been a need to test it, and I would very much like to try.
Yeah, I'd like to try it as well. If we
I
can
mean,
get
worst
more-
case scenario, it'll be easier to kill Muriel when she's a human.
Very true.
I was going to
Very
say,
true.
are you,
Don't want to have to
are
do
you
that in the
comfortable
end.
killing a
Yeah.
human?
But
Are you
in
comfortable
saying that,
killing a
it
human?
could like
More-
be weirdly break the chain where like since she's not infected anymore, like killing her doesn't actually break your curse. That could be like
God, do we have to do? Is it going to be like a pyramid scheme where we have to work our way up the ladder? Oh God.
An MLM,
So-
like
Yeah, an
MLM
MLM.
werebear.
Werebears are just MLMs. You know, you get bitten, but you're promised by the person who bit you. It's like, no, you don't understand. If you bite 10 more people,
my
you actually
upline,
have
my
full control of the
upline.
transportation.
So, just to clarify one thing, it will become harder for us to resist it as we get closer to the full moon.
Yes.
But once we change, do we have better control over it? Or is it very, like, no? Is it, like, underworld rules of the original lycanthropes?
Yeah, it's very underworld rules of the original lycanthropes. Yeah,
Okay,
that's actually
that's
where
what-
I got
that's what
most of my because this isn't raw lycanthropes. This is a little homebrew slash
Yeah.
with underworld
Yeah.
rules. 100%. You've read that book
Okay.
very well. Good job.
So
I loved it.
quicker we do
Loved the lore
this,
of that.
quicker we do this, we better it is. Alrighty.
Yes, this is fast becoming our #1 priority because
Yeah.
tonight it's going to be so much rougher. Tomorrow it's going to suck even more.
how many
Until
days
full
do
we
we
want-
have actually? We got
Let me
9
pull
days
it.
left.
9 days now.
9 days left.
Oh,
And as
I did
much
have
as
great.
I would love to say, Muriel, I would like to live more.
Of course.
Pretty freaking selfish, but anyways, I'm just kidding.
I might be a knight, but that doesn't mean I am a selfless knight. I'm not
As-
a paladin.
as much
for
as
God's sake.
I would personally like to try to take on the one that bit her first, and
I
then see how
agree.
things go. But
Yeah.
if it has to come down to it, I have to agree because it's God.
It's very fucked.
Or
up.
we
More
can
worried
go
about
make
the
a
ones
deal
that
with
could end up
vampires.
in you. Oh dear.
I
you
am
mean-
not making a deal with vampires.
You do not trust vampires.
I've no vampires are dodgy.
The
folk.
vampire lands. No, I'm joking.
Actually, you know, if we were to hold on, if we were to get bitten by a vampire after having been bitten by a werewolf, would they cancel out or create something new?
You're a
Yeah,
werepire.
Yeah,
Yeah, I reckon.
you're probably dead, honestly, but certainly
Just
Then
not
if
half
we
wrong.
vampire-
also get bitten by a zombie, what happens to us?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh God.
Let's just
I
test
don't like-
all of these.
I don't want to
Become a-
test anything.
A
I am not
vampire
in.
bear.
I do not want to be
going home.
involved.
Okay,
I
wait,
don't
wait,
wanna be
wait.
involved in any kind of science.
So, which
None of
of
this
you
mad
guys
science.
went to the Mother's Grace Inn? It was just Diostri and Canneray?
Yeah.
All right, I'm about to move you guys over in a second.
Did Chester come through and get us all some delicious muffins?
Yeah, and they were
Are they-
delicious.
Were they better than the cinnamon buns though?
Delicious.
No, they weren't. But they're good. They're damn good though. They're
Huge,
damn
huge
good.
ass. Huge ass
Top of
is
the-
just
Is a
fucking top
genius.
baker. It's a
Yeah.
top notch baker.
Genius.
Top of the muffin to you.
Top of the muffin to you. All right, so now
Muffin top?
you. Oh no!
Oh dear.
no.
Ooh, look at
Better than
this
a
man.
butterface.
Oh God.
Oh
Okay.
no, I doubled it up. Can you remove one of my tokens at all, JJ?
I certainly can. Give me one cheeky little second.
You should be able to just delete your own token, right?
Yeah. I mean, I can select both actually.
Oh, yeah. I did. No, I
Oh,
can't
all right.
select
I'm
the
deleting.
one you
I'm
dropped.
deleting all of your people, and I'm there. You go.
Were we meant to
I'm
be
gonna
getting
fix
like our
them.
maps changed? Was there a map for the
Just-
temple? as well?
We're not. We weren't on this map, so we didn't. I think that's why.
Yeah. I'm only moving the people who are there to that thing because you
Okay.
guys decided to split the party in 3 different directions.
Yeah, because we're in a town.
Yeah,
we
no?
should
Right,
be safe.
We have anything to do.
I mean,
I'm
it's a town with an
military
army.
town.
We should be pretty
Yeah.
safe.
Yeah, I'm
Surely.
with you.
Maybe a bar fight, but you know, we
Surely.
can handle that.
All right. Can you
This is why I have
guys
this.
move
This is why I have the stream open on one side. I
your
can see the map.
tokens on
Yeah.
Sure.
the ones that I put there? Okay, great. All right, so you guys enter this very large tavern. It smells of food. Ribs are cooking. I'm only saying that because I made ribs last night. You
Oh.
see a lot of people. There's a bard sitting at a table just drinking in his cups. There's a woman dancing on a stage. There's a circular stone stage with a little carpet on it, and she's dancing very seductively, wearing very revealing clothing. There's a group of drunk people at a table just reveling and enjoying themselves. There's a bartender. Several women sit at the bar here. You see that there are these private rooms. If you kind of you're able to glimpse some peeks through the curtains. You see in this room is a woman. In another room, there's another woman. There's a man down in a room at the end. As you sort of just make your way through the tavern. Is there anything you would like to do?
Great. We got any gambling insight going on right now?
Yeah, can we passively see?
You guys better win some big money.
Yeah,
Gonna
so
win all the
there
monies.
are these 2 dudes, they're currently eating and they have dice sitting next to them on the table.
Beautiful. Well, first thing I want to do is grab a drink.
Okay.
Mosey on over to the tender.
Alrighty.
Yep,
She's
same.
a very buxom woman. She has big,
Nice.
hands, big
Big
arms,
steins.
big steins, big everything. She's like,
What they say about big hands.
you know what they say, big loves.
Big
What
love.
big hands you have.
And she tells you that tankard of ale is 2 silvers each.
Two, please. One for me, one for my elven friend.
Excellent. As you roll a perception check, both of you.
Oh boy.
It's there
They
you go.
didn't show up for a second. Canneray, you notice that the woman sitting down at the other end of the bar, the far end of the bar, looks very similar to Flappy's ex-wife Gemma. Like they could be related.
At the end of the bar, you said?
Mm-hmm.
He also like sloshed.
We'll have to just dump another person into the Gemma's house.
Well, I make note of that, but personally, it doesn't really affect me, so I'm just
Okay.
gonna, yeah. Got my drink, and then we're gonna probably head on over to the table.
Alrighty.
Got some dice. Got some dice going on. Take a seat.
As you sit down, they introduce themselves. Their names are Kylan and Jordis Timpson. They are both soldiers in the army. They offer, a seat. They would love to play some cards, some dice. They seem to just be having their day off, and they're just really enjoying themselves. The older one, Kylan, you see him drinking water. He seems to be pretty responsible. For every ale that he's drinking, he's got like a water on the side. And the younger one's pretty sloshed. He's slurring. He's like, this is great.
Greetings.
Please sit. Please come. Do you guys play cards?
I'm more of a dice shooter myself.
I
I do
love
enjoy
dice.
a card game too.
I love dice. I love cards.
Well, you guys in a gaming mood?
Yes, always. And he takes out the dice. What do you guys want to play? Sevens?
7 sounds good. What do
Okay.
you think, Elf?
That works for me if you specifically are game for it.
Oh, I'm a killer sevens player. Trust me.
Well, what do you
Great.
guys want to put down for stakes? And then the older brother chimes in and he's like, how about the 5 gold for the dance with Carissa? And he points to the girl that's dancing on the little stage.
5 gold. Sounds good.
Okay.
Grab the gold. Put it on the table.
Roll 2d6s. Whoever gets 7s wins.
Can I use my what's my deal?
Yes.
My Charlton's die?
Yes, you may. And you can just automatically roll 7s.
Alright, so we're just gonna do should I just say I rolled a 7?
Yeah, you sure can.
Alright. So I throw and roll a 7.
Roll a deception check with advantage, just so that they
Sure.
just to make sure they don't catch you.
Ooh, nice.
Yep. They go, oh, whoa, dude, that's awesome. Oh, cool. And they give you the money. Kylan, the older brother, seems a little butthurt that he's not getting the dance with the lady.
Tough luck, guy. We can go double or nothing. We can
Double
get
or
2 dances out of it.
nothing. Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Throw the.
Oh, one of them actually rolled a 7, dude.
Wow.
Good
Yeah.
Oh,
Are you going to
I'll-
choose
I'll-
to roll a 7 as well?
Yeah, I'll choose to roll another 7.
Okay.
A 4 and a 3.
All right, roll a
deception?
deception with advantage.
Oh. Oh.
He looks at you and he's like, "All right, man, you wanna do a tiebreaker here?"
Tiebreaker.
Yeah, tiebreaker,
Yeah, let's do it.
tiebreaker. Oh, I should probably put
Let's go.
this thing on so that people can see the rolls. Hey, that's helpful. All right, just you and him.
Yeah.
He got a 5. Do you choose to roll a 7?
You know what? This time I'm gonna do a straight roll.
Okay.
It was 2d6s, right?
Yep. We both got 5s. Do it
Also
again.
a
Do it
5.
again. Do
Another
it again.
one. Another one.
Another one.
Ooh.
Yeah, we're gonna go again.
Another one. Another one. Another
Oh
one.
my god.
Oh, big
Tensions
roller.
are getting
Oh,
heated. You
okay.
see his real drunk brothers just like, "Oh, you got this, dude. You got this, dude."
All right.
Small crowd
Shake the
gathering.
dice. Throw it. It's a 7.
Choose to roll the 7. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
They're both like,
Oh.
"Oh!" You get
Yeah, it was a really good setup too.
That was
you
good,
get
yeah.
10 gold
nice.
from each of them, so that's 20 gold for you. Diastri didn't play the dice, right, Diastri? Because you weren't rolling.
No.
Okay.
No.
And the older brother Kylan kind of was like, "Do you want me to call Carissa over for you?"
Call her over. I slide him 5 gold. Have her give you a dance.
Oh my god, I get an inspiration.
All right.
She kind of very seductively comes off of her little stage. She comes over, she gives him a dance. You know, he's like really happy. You can tell he's super happy. And when she comes off of the stage, the bartender, Maxime, she kind of yells, "Oi, oi, you're up!" And another woman appears. She's gorgeous, flawless, absolutely perfect, beautiful in every single way. And she is going to go, oops, not like that. She's going to go and go stand on the stage now. Did it not fix the map?
On the stage
That
for
looks
me.
good to me.
Okay, it just got all janky for me.
Yeah.
And so, you know, the older brother's a little busy at the moment, but the younger brother looks, he's like, I'll play some cards. I'll play some cards if you want to play some cards.
Yeah, I'd like to see. Can I teach you a new game if you haven't seen this one before? Have you ever played Find the Lady?
Sure. No, I don't know how to play this.
Get up
Oh,
and grab a couple more drinks.
Okay, that'll be another
Well-
silvers.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait for my friend to come back, and I'll since he's familiar with the game, I'll play a couple rounds with him, show you how it's done, and then we can play. Yeah.
Yeah, sure, man. That's great. Yeah. What do we do?
Okay, so I take out my cards, I shuffle them up, basically say, you know, we're going to put 3 cards down. We're gonna have the lady, the queen, out here, and I'm gonna mix them up. You just have to keep track of where the lady is and tell me where it is when it's done. So I'm gonna run a couple hands with my friend Canary here and show you how that works. And if you have any questions, you can ask. Yeah.
Dope. Thanks. Let's go.
All right. So I shuffle around the cards, and we're betting here, Canary. 5 gold
5
or
gold?
5 gold a hand. Yeah.
Sounds good.
So I shuffle around the cards. Got them here. Shuffle them around. All right, Canary, tell me where the queen is, the lady.
Is there something I can roll here?
I would say insight versus a deception, unless the Austihr wants to allow you to find it, or if this is just pure chance, it'll be insight versus deception.
This is me running the game. I'm going to give him whatever it takes to have him win.
Okay.
Okay.
So just
Yeah.
auto succeed.
It's the one in the middle.
You win. That's the lady. Here's your 5 gold.
You see him
Perfect.
look at you, Kenner, and he's like, dude, you're very lucky. I want to try.
All right.
All right. Let's run it again then, huh?
All right.
Yeah.
5 gold. Here we go. All right. Shuffle the cards, and where is the lady?
My guy's going to roll an insight.
Okay.
I think it's on the left.
The left it is. You win.
Oh, cool.
Here's your 5 gold.
Thank you.
Let's play again. I mean, I've lost twice here now, so
double
you
or
guys
nothing.
are
Double or nothing.
obviously having the great luck tonight.
Double or nothing.
So double or nothing. All
Yeah,
right, let's do
10
it again.
gold. This
10
is
gold.
a year's wages for me as a poor soldier, but it's worth it.
All right, let's do it.
You're rolling high. Oh no, you're rolling so good, man. You got this.
Where's the lady?
In the middle. In the middle.
In the middle. Here it is. That is not
Oh
lady.
no.
We can go again if you'd like.
One more time, because Cindy's about to start singing, and she's my favorite act of the night.
What's your wager on this one?
And he kind of ruffles in his pockets. I only have 4 copper pieces left.
Four copper? I mean, you went from betting 10 gold to 4 copper.
Yeah, I just got paid. That's my whole paycheck.
Oh my god!
His whole year's wage, and he just
Well,
blew
that's
it.
an exaggeration, but yes, it's not a lot. He's just like a shitty foot soldier.
Oh,
I don't know
He
if I can
spent all
play
of his
for
army on
four-
like
four
a over
copper.
interest payment Camaro or a Charger when he got out of
You know what? Let's go ahead and play
Cool.
for the 4 copper. Go
4
ahead.
copper.
We're
Take everything, leave nothing.
It's on the right.
it's on the right.
Yeah, this one.
You win.
8 coppers back. Woo!
And just for that, buddy, I slide him a tankard of ale. Like,
He
congratulations.
chugs it. He's chugging it. At this
The last
point,
tankard of air he'll have for a year.
the woman on the stage, she's dressed in a pretty elegant flowing velvet gown trimmed with white lace. It's pretty low cut, pretty revealing. It's got one of those like real sexy leg slits, you know, like where like thigh pokes out. And so she starts off, and it's a very slow, low melodic croon, but as it builds and it builds, you hear a really, really lovely, lovely song. I'm gonna need you guys to roll
Roll initiative.
Wait, I gotta figure out what it is really fast because I need to double check something.
The wisdom save. She gets extra.
It's wisdom save, yeah.
Oh.
Oh boy.
You guys are donating everything now.
Oh no.
Diostri, you it's pretty. It's a pretty song. But it's not. You want me to sing, Erthos?
Chat's demanding it. Chat's demanding it.
Just shake that ass,
Yeah.
bitch, and let me see what
I was thinking, but you see my dick, hey bitch.
Wow. It's a modern masterpiece.
But you're not like enthralled by it, you know? You also notice that let me see if he's also stuck. Let's find out, shall we? No, the dude that you were gambling with, he's just staring at her. He's just like, Canare, you are enthralled. You have literally never heard such beautiful music. You feel happy and whole, and you want to meet this woman, and you feel yourself like not floating, but like it's not your fault, but you just get up out of your chair and you go closer to the stage and you just kind of stand there, just sort of, you know, and a few other people do that as well. And you guys all just stand there and you watch her as she sings, and it fills you with happiness and it fills you with joy. I'm going to have Diostri roll an investigation check. It takes you a while to figure it out, but as you are familiar with different types of fae magics and stuff like that, she has a spell on her that you're only slightly able to discern every once in a while that she is not she's not a human. She is actually a harpy. And she is singing a harpy's song.
I'm absolutely entranced right now.
You are absolutely entranced. Canare, I need you to roll a Constitution saving throw.
Oh boy. Oh god.
No,
God.
I can't roll those actually, I'm gonna use my inspiration on that. So.
Okay. All right. You dig into your pockets and you just want to just give this woman money. You just love it. Roll a d4.
I sure can.
You give her 1 gold, just as a simple offering. You just put 1 gold on the stage. She turns and she keeps singing, looking at you directly in your eyes, kind of swaying melodically. Diostri, do you wish to interrupt this, or are you just gonna keep doing your thing?
Yeah, since I understand what's happening and going on, can I attempt to, I guess, mate Canary? Wake up, see what's happening, poke him with a dagger.
You
I want to poke her with a dagger.
I've got 3 daggers, so
Does Canare throw, when he throws that 1 gold, does he do it in like all copper pieces just so he looks like a huge
Yeah, he's like making it rain. You can attempt to kind of shake him, and that'll give him advantage on his wisdom save.
okay.
Go ahead and make another wisdom save, Canary, with advantage. All right, you are sort of shaken a little bit, and you go, I like the song, but I'm not really sure. I mean, it's okay, I guess. You can choose to continue to keep tipping her, but you are no longer under her spell. However, the bartender, upon seeing you stopping Canary's trance, kind of waves you over. Oi! Elf, come here for a second.
Uh-oh.
Alright, I'll go talk to the bartender
Oh,
and
shit.
her big hands.
Yeah, she pours you a shot, and she's giving you liquor in a little tiny metal shot glass. Kind of slams it down, with a big ham-handed fist, and she goes, "Look," and she whispers so no one else can hear. She goes, "This is my bread and butter. Do not stop the other patrons. You can save your friend. I know what Cindy is. She's the star of everything, and she makes me all the money. So you're allowed to drink, be a patron here, but if you continue to awaken the patrons as to what's going on, I'm gonna have to kick you out."
I just tell her I'm not worried about any other patrons. I'm just worried about my friend.
Okay. Because we're losing a lot of money. He would have emptied his pockets. What do you have to offer me?
I mean, you just offered me a free shot, so.
I wouldn't drink that. That's drugged for sure.
I mean, do I have to offer you anything to, keep my friends safe and sober?
No, but it would be nice.
Your tag.
Imagine ripping someone off, and then when someone stops them from getting ripped off, you're like, "Hey, I was ripping that."
I think what I've offered already in saying that I don't care about any of the other patrons is more than sufficient.
That's fair. That's fair. Will you or your companion be renting some company? Some pleasurable company for the night? We've got all kinds of people for rent.
That
I don't know what to call it.
You could have simply just said you could have simply just said for hire, but you went for rent instead. Yep.
Rent.
So gets us. We should fix this damn door.
Rent kind of implies that this is like a contract month to month. I don't know.
Tanneray doesn't do hand holding on the first date, right?
We've got men, women,
It really depends on, the imbibing that takes place.
Oh, all right. Well, here, have another one. And she pours you another shot.
And I
Meanwhile,
fake drink that and toss it over my shoulder.
Do a deception check at disadvantage.
Deception or sleight of hand?
At disadvantage because you just tossed alcohol on the floor.
Yeah, it should be cleaning up after and be like, "Why is the floor so wet? What the hell?"
All right, hold on 1 second.
he pissed himself.
No one notices. So yeah, she's like, "There you go."
Wow.
Nicely done.
Canneray,
Well
what
done.
did you want to do?
Yeah, so I'm kind of snapping out of it, and I kind of realized what was happening, and I just kind of toss one more gold coin to her and smirk, and then walk away.
Great. Would you like to roll an investigation check as well?
Sure. Since I kind of.
She's just a really enthralling woman. She is good looking and has a pretty voice.
Never been attracted to a human before, but goddamn.
Yeah, and now she's doing a famous Lil Jon the Bard song, and it's called "Shots, Shots, Shots, Shots."
John the Bard.
John the Bard.
I'm gonna wave Canneray over and be like, "Hey, bartender's handing out free shots over here."
Hey, perfect song for it.
For us specifically.
Do you choose to drink the shots?
You know what? I'll never turn down alcohol.
Yeah, let's we're hanging out now. Let's
Okay.
Let the dragonborn take the shot. Of course.
All right.
Yep.
right?
Roll a Constitution saving throw.
God.
You're fine.
Why
You're
you-
great. You're Canneray. You're drunk. You're pretty wasted. You're with that.
Am I though, Ghibli?
Am I?
No.
+3. And
You don't have
never
to
rolled
be-
above a 10.
Actually, though, because all right, remember Telvu the Mystic with the cards?
Yeah.
Can I tell them,
Yeah.
Canneray, or would you like this to be?
Yeah, you can tell them.
All right, he pulled the Temperance card, so he actually can't get drunk for a week. But then we kind of forgot about that at the last tavern. So when he was slosh wasted after the session, I was like, "Oh crap, you're not supposed to be able to get drunk." So he's not actually drunk. It's
Imagine
cool.
the drinking
Yeah, I was
game. Imagine the drinking game between him and Ignis when
Yeah,
you
with the
never
tanker.
end up-
Never. Two sober people trying to play each other.
They're both
Wait,
just trying to
Ignis.
fake each other out.
Ignis, wasn't
be the-
yours a spell or something? Like a spell that you cast
tankard.
yourself?
Yeah, tankard
I
of
have a tankard
sobriety.
of-
Oh, it was a
Sobriety.
tankard.
Mm.
Oh my god. That
So they would have just been like both just shot after shot, just boom, boom, laying them back.
We both have a giant tankard and we're just sipping and looking at each other, being like, it
it would have been amazing, like it would have been like continuous deception checks and insight checks to like be like who could pretend to be drunk the most.
Yeah.
God, I'm surprised you guys haven't tried to like scam people out in drinking games yet.
Mm.
Is
Oh,
that
there?
would've been so
While we're having that drink and hanging out, I'm gonna let Canneray know that the beautiful human on stage is actually not human.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what it was.
Like, thank
That's what
God, I thought it was
up with her.
attracted to humans.
Yeah.
Thanks God.
That would have been real weird. I'll tell you that.
So I'm not attracted to humans. I'm attracted to harpies.
Yeah, it's the
That
hard
makes way more sense, dude.
I think-
Must be the feathers.
Oh
Is-
god.
Do you guys want to spend the whole day while they're researching in the temple? Do you guys want to spend the whole day at the tavern?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
can I
don't know.
do like another perception check to see if there's anybody that has actual money
Yeah,
in the tavern?
sure.
And not like 4 copper?
You guys could go check out the other one, the Heisters Den or whatever it's called.
1 second.
So, then yeah.
Let's see
I'd
what
also
you
like
got.
to.
Oh, yeah. What do you want to do, Canneray?
Just ask the bartender if they've seen any dragonborn in the area or if any have come through.
Dragonborn, no, have not come through. And then what you find is, as far as people that have real money, there is a bard sitting at a table, and he seems to be like past his prime, but he did have real money. He was like a rock star, and now he's a little washed up. He's definitely been shown up by the harpy.
We should
Okay.
kill the harpy so then we can revitalize his career.
Mm. You should do that when none of us know.
Yeah, just decide to go like while everyone else is asleep, go do that on your own.
Yeah.
Gonna ask Canneray if he's up for some more gambling.
I'm just here for the vibes now. I'm just gonna take in some drinks, enjoy some music, maybe grab something to eat. You go win some money, Elf.
I'm gonna go saunter over and see if Mr. Musician is interested in playing some cards for some real money.
He
Oh,
looks up at you, and he looks kind of sad, kind of just like exhausted, a little forlorn, and he's like, "Yeah, I could play a couple cards." He like kind of glances over up at Cindy up on the stage, and he's just like, "Yeah, all right."
I ask him if he has a preference on a game.
I like cards. Cards are cool. What's your name, guy?
Name is Austihr. And yours?
Tony Wonder. All right, I'll tell you what. I'll bet you 25 gold on this hand. I saw you playing the game over there. It's called Find the Lady.
Yeah, find the lady.
I've been around. I know this game. I know how this works.
You know how this works?
Yeah, shuffle them up. Shuffle them up.
All right, we'll shuffle them up then. We shuffle them up.
It's the one on the right.
The one on the right.
Yeah.
You are actually right.
Ah, so, do you pay him the gold?
I pay him the gold.
All right. Cool. Well, thanks.
All right, let's continue this on. Let's play again.
All right, double or nothing.
I
50
mean-
gold.
Double or nothing. All right.
The one in the middle.
One in the middle. Sorry. Not this time.
All right.
Does he not have to roll like a sleight of hand check or something? I feel like a 15
It's-
is pretty.
So it would be with
I'm-
advantage.
But I'm using my own deck.
Is it just all queens?
Well,
or
you'd have to
something?
either, because if he
Oh, is it
insight
not?
checks you, then it's a deception versus insight check.
So he's doing insight, I'm doing what?
Deception.
But didn't I ask that earlier, Ghibli? About if I'm using
No,
my
you
own card deck?
automatically win, but people are going to start to get suspicious if you, like, continuously outbest them.
Right, but I mean, this is only 2 hands. He's 1-1, I've 1-1. That's not a continuous.
He's insight checking you because he's trying to see where you shuffle the queen. Right? And then if you're going to be sleight of handing the queen and palming it off or whatever, unless you're just putting 3 cards on the table and letting him legitimately choose which one is which and not doing anything, like if you're actually playing this game legitimately, then that's a different story. But if you're trying to like skeeve him out of his money,
Okay.
then it's insight versus deception. Yes.
Is it insight deception or insight sleight of hand?
Are you palming it off, or are you like, it's like realistically it would probably be sleight of hand because it's cards.
Yeah, realistically, this is a marked deck. I know exactly what card is what.
Okay,
So
here's my question to you. Are you laying 3 cards on the table and just letting him pick one without getting any involvement
no,
past that?
it's so this is 3-card monte. It's sleight of hand. So the queen is always where I know it.
And if he were
and-
to choose that card, would you move it out of the way?
Right. If he were to choose where the queen technically was, then I would just be palming it and having the queen be behind
Okay, so sleight of hand.
the card. Yeah. So sleight of hand. Okay.
Okay, I'll do another one.
So one more.
Mm-hmm.
How much gold is this
Nice.
one for?
It's another 50 gold.
Whew, that's $100, dude. Jesus Christ, I thought this guy was washed up.
I mean, you can be a washed up rock star and still be like, loaded.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, like, this isn't exactly like a freaking crazy town, you know?
I mean, he's hanging out at a tavern / brothel. That's how I would spend my retirement.
Tavern / brothel. Aren't you like 60 years old, Rainier?
Yeah.
56. I'm not quite at retirement age.
When are you retiring?
Couple more years.
Retirement age,
A few
right?
more years.
Couple more years.
Yeah, it used to be 60.
All right.
but
So
they pushed it back
he's
to
won
70.
2 and I've won 1. Yeah.
Uh-huh. And he's going to look at you and he's going to be like, look, Elf, you come to my town, you come to my tavern. I'm king here, all right? Let's do another one. And you have to roll a charisma saving throw.
Oh no.
Oh god. We get these. Oh god.
Oh!
He has
Ah.
taunted you, and for now you will have disadvantage on ability checks, attack rolls, and saving throws until the start of the bard's next turn. So he's like, go ahead, shuffle them again.
Oh god.
Oh. Ooh. Ooh.
Oh god. Oh no.
Come on, you got this. You got this.
All right. They're shuffled. Go for it.
14 against sleight of hand with disadvantage. And he looks and he notices it and he watches as you're palming off the card and he goes, hey man, give me my money back, dude. You're cheating. You're cheating. And he kind of shouts it out to the tavern. Cheating. Cheating. This guy's cheating.
Like you to exit.
He's one of those guys.
I'd like to shout out, Harpy,
Oh!
I am going for the door. That's where I'm going.
All right, Canaray's on his way
Outta
out.
here.
Diastri, do you give the money back?
No, I run.
Okay, and you're trying to cause a distraction by letting everyone know that there's a harpy in the tavern?
Sure.
Okay, roll a
God.
performance check. At disadvantage, actually, because the bard technically
Oh
hasn't gone.
no! No!
An actual 0!
A 0?
Ow.
Oh,
Worst performance ever.
no. Okay.
Oh god! Don't worry, you have
Starts
35 feet of
coughing.
movement. You can get out. Just go.
Yeah,
Um,
he's
quick.
at 70
At 30
feet.
times
He's,
faster.
he's quick as fuck, yeah.
The
Run.
bartender, as you're running out of the door, and she goes, and don't you ever come back here!
100 gold up. We don't have to come back here. It's fine.
Right?
Oh, Jesus. Sorry, let me write a quick note here.
All right. I gotta
Oh
figure out how
god.
much gold I actually have left. What do I?
Way to
what do I
lose
end
your
up with?
cool, elf.
Uh,
Quit while you're ahead, buddy.
I'm just waiting to see that like starting screen where like we just slowly see like each town we go to, the renown just slowly trickles further and further down.
I've been thrown out of so many taverns. You need to know these things, elf.
It is 8 o'clock, so I think we should stop here, but we'll come back next session. Hisun, you'll be at the dwarves, and we'll get that going. I'll say that the people in the temple are still studying the temple stuff. It's for you guys, Canaray and Diastra, you guys spent a few hours here. It's probably like 7, 8 p.m. It's dinner time, whatever. But you guys don't have to spend the entire time that they're in the temple doing this. So if you guys want to discuss where you go after the tavern, you guys can do that as well. And then Hisun will start up next session with you at the Dwarf Manor, talking to them about
Full-
foraging.
Nice.
Full bar crawl. Just get hit every single one. Get kicked out of every single one.
Why not, dude?
There is another one.
Isn't that what a bar crawl is?
There's
That's
another
Canary
one.
special. That's the Canary.
That's a regular bar crawl.
I mean, if you can make 100 gold or thereabouts from every one, that's all.
Oh my god.
Oh, right, dude.
Do you guys
That's
want to
pretty good.
know what that
Oh.
quest was called with the harpy?
Oh god.
Sure.
Oh god, it was a quest.
A case
no.
of uncurable
Yeah.
harpies.
Oh. That's pretty good though.
What would have
That's
been
good.
really funny
How
if
do
that
we
was the name of the
accept that
quest,
quest?
and like if Canaray was like so smitten that he ended up like saying, "Oh, I wanna rent the singer."
You would have found out that she was, I guess. I don't know how, in depth the disguise self spell works and what you can really disguise.
He would feel the. I think he would feel the wings.
You'd feel the wings, yeah.
Yeah.
Upon closer inspection, you can just like almost tell as long as you roll the proper
but
check.
she was for rent. Higher.
Staying away from a harpy, I'll tell you that much.
Jeez Louise. Oh my god.
He's Louise indeed.
There's only one thing with wings that I like, and that's dragons.
Oh wait. I'm just updating the quest page here for you guys.
I need to see this.
I think I put you
Yeah,
all
let's see it.
on the page,
We're
yeah?
on the main. Yeah,
I think
yeah,
so,
we're
yeah.
on the main.
Good,
Yeah,
good.
Webs. The webs
Webs
we
we
weave.
weave.
I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, and then there's the.
Pik-Pok challenge.
the
What?
Pik-Pok.
Pik-Pok
the
challenge.
Pik-Pok challenge.
I was really proud of that one as well.
It's pretty
That was
good,
nice.
pretty good.
This is the best part of being a DM is coming up with punny quest names. That's all I got for you guys. That's the world itself
you
is
gotta-
whatever, but
You
I
got
love it.
ourselves a whole universe, Ghibli. Don't
Did we
undersell
get
yourself.
a full did we actually get like a quest to get the items the bartender from Lachelle Cove was asking for, or
Yes.
was that just like okay?
He asked us to find nightshade, Paapankamwa mushrooms.
oh, I can give you
Luna
the name of
bulbs,
that quest as well.
ginger root, and hag's heart.
I didn't know if you guys were gonna take it, but I will put it on. It is.
I mean, yeah, we talked to him about
Just
it.
in
We
case.
were like, yeah,
Just in
like
case.
if we find them, like
Yeah.
we'll bring
I mean,
them back.
Little
it sounds
foraging
like
as a
we have
treat.
so the ancient artifact thing, the webs we weave, and that one. It sounds like all three are in like the same location. So
In pretty
Oh,
small
well,
locations, yeah.
no. So,
Yeah.
like, a couple of them are, like, so the Nightshade and the Hag's Heart
So
are
they're
in the
herbed.
Warrens.
I love it.
But the Capac Mushroom, the Lunar Bulb, and the Ginger Root are all in a different place.
Okay.
Gotcha. Okay.
Who is Yuxori? I feel like we
The
would know.
alchemist in Lashal Cove.
Lashal Cove or
Oh, so apparently we can pick up Lunar Bulb, Ginger Root, and Nightshade from the alchemist in Lashal Cove.
no?
Just
Cool.
go back.
Nice.
For money.
And apparently we can get Capac mushrooms from Ava Shore. It grows in the mausoleum.
The oh yeah.
For those of you who were in the temple, the 3 of you, you guys get 15 XP. And for those of you who went to the what is that called? The tavern, the inn, you guys
Oh.
also get 15 XP.
Hey.
Nice.
What do we get
Uh,
any XP from the Pik-Pok? Or do we not get
No,
that
you never
quest?
finished the Pik-Pok.
It's not done yet.
It's not done
Yeah,
yet.
right. Fair.
Taste of incurable harpies.
We should have
Love
just
it.
killed the kid.
Oh,
Which
We
one
should've.
was the? Oh my god.
we haven't seen enough kids die. Like, come on.
Is the Pride and Cowardice? Is that the one that I accepted? Or
Yes,
is
that's the one that
is
you accepted.
Alright, gotcha.
And that's all the questies.
I love it.
Hey.
Hopefully I'll get some experience from talking to the dwarves.
You should.
Maybe if you finish the quest.
I should anyway for
I'm
smelting.
guessing.
so-
Here's an
I'll get
idea.
some
I
experience.
think you're gonna get 15 experience.
Maybe.
Possibly.
Just
1,500.
you just get a couple level ups above us. And it's like, oh.
Pretty sure I get
Comes-
1,500
comes
experience
back
just
swole as
for crafting 2 silvered swords.
What you need to do is you need to walk in there and be like, okay, y'all, I'm taking over. I am now the boss. Roll nat 20 and instantly win.
Oh, bad star. No.
Got a bad star?
The seed to the scrub
Yeah, you
tree
guys
was
got a bad
inside of
star.
you all along.
Nah, we can fix it. It's fine.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
We'll complete a couple
It's
You'll
like
come back. You'll come back.
if you play Red Dead
The
2,
elf.
you just you can get all the way up to high honor just by going around saying hi to people.
Did
Doesn't matter how many you kill.
Did we get a like a bad star, or did Diastri and Canary get a bad star?
Man.
The parties kind
They saw
of
us.
mushed
They
together.
saw us with them in town.
Yeah.
We're
I'm
no
not with them.
associates.
Need a full on individual rep scale as well now.
Yeah. Well, see, they like the Austihr, but they don't like like that's too much. I can't do all that. Oh my goodness.
Well,
Well, you cuties.
There we go.
That was
Beautiful.
good.
Yeah,
Good.
We're
Question
sorting stuff
5.
out slowly.
Oh, gosh.
Next session, starting with Heesun. Let me write a note to myself. Next session, start with Heesun.
Curious as to what's inside the little book I just grabbed.
Oh, put it just that it's a history of Starcleaver, Dawnbane, and Solar Flare families.
Okay.
And then it'll take you some time to read it. Alrighty, you cuties. Well, that was good. That was fun.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Thank you all.
thank you, chat,
It
for
It
joining
was a
in.
way more chill session than I thought it was going to be, if I'm
It's
honest.
a much nicer session, yeah. We so worried
was-
about it the entire week, eh?
Yeah. Now,
I think
Well, we had a lot to sort out.
Mm. And we
yeah,
Oh,
did.
yeah,
we
we
did a
did.
good job.
Did a good job.
I was very I was like terrified that like the father was gonna like make a dive at like Canary and being like or in anger or something.
Oh, yeah, I was worried about that as well.
Yeah.
I
I'm
don't
worried
think
he's
he
gonna
thinks
like.
it's Canaray's fault. Canaray tried to warn him that this town's a piece of garbage.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
just,
true.
I'm just wondering if we're gonna be in the middle of the forest and we're gonna see this dude rock up and get one shot by the bear trying to get his daughter back.
Oh God, I hope not. Well, no, we told him
No.
we would get him. We told him we would do it, right?
We did, but that he may
yeah,
still
I
try to
said
do
I
it
would.
himself.
Does that create like a new quest? The guy's like,
Oh,
man, I got
God.
40 gold to give if you get my daughter's
How-
body back. That's all the money that Canary gave him.
That's oh.
It was an honor quest.
Yeah.
It's an honor quest.
It's
It was a
renowned
quest of
Yeah.
honor.
Yeah, Canary
Yeah,
has
well-
to redeem himself.
Yeah.
I feel I need to.
Yeah.
I still feel.
The mysterious
Appreciation.
band
God.
of hooligans. That is you guys. Maybe it's not a bear that one-shots them.
I'm worried about this magic spider too.
Goddamn
Freaking
man
hell,
bear
like,
pig.
I will be so much more happy when we're level 3, honestly.
So
Well, it sounds like
I'm
the spider.
Slowly getting there.
Yeah.
slowly getting there.
The-
We'll get there.
The spider
there.
doesn't sound like it's gonna be too like
It would be whatever's
because
protecting the spider. Yeah.
all it needs its
Maybe.
spinnerets, which tells me it doesn't need its 8 legs.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Go
But
for the
like, it's a
legs,
magic spider, dude.
just like any fight.
And like,
Oh my gosh.
it's probably going to be other spiders there. Like, I'm picturing something from like Lord of the Rings. What's her
Oh
name?
I'm-
no.
Oh, I'm thinking of
She-Lob?
Like the
I'm
Hobbit?
thinking
Yeah.
of like in D&D you got these spiders that like they are from the realm between like the material planes, and so they can phase in and out of existence and do
Phase
weird stuff
spiders.
like that.
phase
I mean, that
spiders?
sounds
Yeah,
that's
just
the
as
name, thank
terrifying.
you.
Terrifying. And Ghibli's
Yeah.
smiling, so that doesn't. That's not good.
I'm kind of hoping it is phase spiders because those are just fun. At least they were fun when I was a DM. I have no idea how players feel about them.
I'm just picturing their cute little itty bitty spiders that you find in your shower, and you're just like, oh,
They're
it's
like
okay. I'll
daddy's.
just put you outside. That's
They're-
just it. That's it.
They're daddy long leg spiders. They actually are like harmless. They don't bite or anything. We can just walk in and pick them up. It's fine.
We're in danger. We're in grave danger.
I wish I had a better poker face. I'm so bad at this. Just don't look at me.
No, it's actually good to see you get like the little like evil grin.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta just
Or
lean
maybe
into
she's
it.
just joking about having a poker face, and that's trying to throw us off.
Roll an insight
Oh,
check.
that's
Insight
true.
check.
Yeah.
Did you roll for deception? No, I don't think so.
I'm
Oh,
dead.
Oh! My man crits, but with a -1.
Natural 20.
Pretty
Ooh.
bad at the poker face. TBH.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I had to get in on that. And, yeah, it wasn't great.
Ooh.
Kind of regretting it now. But man, at least we got a front line now. That's pretty impressive. 20
Yeah,
AC.
getting free plate armor. I can't believe if you didn't crit that would have been.
That's a no from me.
Oh, I was-
Yeah, that would have
That's
been
good. I
happened.
mean, yep.
Thankfully, Ignis and I got the
How much,
inspiration
like,
'cause I was like,
How much plate armor is it worth?
It's 1800
yeah,
gold-
18 to
1500 gold.
1500 gold. Yep.
yeah, no, this was like I was thinking just earlier in the session when you guys were buying armor. I was like, I'm gonna have to like save up so much. Maybe we can find like a dragon horde or something.
You would just
Yeah.
kill a
The
dragon.
moment that I
Hey.
heard, the moment that Ghibli said plate mail, I was like, thank you.
Hey,
And
hey, Canary, do you know where any dragons are? Like, preferably ones with
That's gonna be a
huge
strict
horns.
no from me, dog.
hang on. What about
Very
dragons
strict
that
no.
are?
What
about, like-
dragon do you like the least, Canary?
Yeah.
You know this
Chromatics.
douchebag? Yeah, this douchebag that owes you money.
yeah.
Oh my god. Well, good sesh, friends. That was a good time.
Yeah.
It was
Thanks.
good.
Everyone say thank you, chat. Thank you, chat, for coming.
Bye,
in.
chat.
Thank you,
Bye, We love you, chat.
I'll
See
be
you
back
next week.
for Aztecs in like an hour.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Oh,
that's
into
that
the
sounds
A's!
fun.
Woohoo!
Woo! Bye,
The A's.
geez.
Bye.